Power to the people. We are back to do maintenance. You are tuned in to the Keep It Clean podcast. This is episode number 13. I'm your host, Nico. I'm joined with the crew today, fellow co-host, my brother Ray. What's going on, man?
Man, blessed and highly favored. Happy to be here, y'all.
As always, my brother Ev. What's going on, man?
What's happening? What's happening? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Everything is good out here, man. My boy Rose, what's going on, man?
Man, we back, baby. It's gonna be a good pod today.
Yes, it is. If you are tuning in with us on YouTube, please be sure to give us a like, a comment, and please do subscribe. We are trying to break that 100 milestone on the way to 1,000, man. So if y'all rocking with the podcast on the YouTube, please do subscribe. If you are joining us on Apple or Spotify, please be sure to add us to your library and follow the page. To stay up to date with us on the socials, follow the Instagram Keep It Clean Pod and the TikTok at Keep It Clean Show. We are here. We are back to keep it a buck, keep it a bean, but most importantly, keep it clean. First up is Keep It Clean Solos. Who trying to get their kicks off for the week first?
I'll go first. I'm
Let's
gonna
do
keep
it.
it light. I'm gonna keep it clean with myself and keep it clean with men. We are getting older. Do some yoga and some stretches, my boy. And you don't know what all that will help. Okay? You don't know what all that will help. All right. I'm gonna keep it clean. I'm gonna keep it clean with you. Your boy was having some troubles yesterday, digestion wise, and I Googled some stuff and it said do yoga,
Yeah, lay on your back
do
and
some
put your knees
stretches.
up.
And this is another part of the keep it clean. I'm
Whoa.
31. I had to buy
Whoa.
Tums today. I
Look,
ain't never did that.
y'all can laugh all y'all want. I'm telling you, it works.
I bought Tums today
Yeah,
and they work.
yeah, man.
So to keep it clean, stay up to date with your health, get some mobility in your body, and stay health is wealth, man. That's it for
Big
me.
facts.
For sure. Who got
Big facts,
next?
man.
Lay on your
I'll
back
go
and put
next,
your
but
knees up.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
man.
crazy.
Hey, listen.
I didn't even
Y'all can
catch that because I was
no
mumbling.
listen. Y'all can feel as humble. Y'all can feel as
But
all of that as you want.
I
It
did that
worked.
pose today.
Hey, bro, you hear me? It worked. It
Listen, I
worked,
was
I'm
gonna
not
man.
tell
saying it
you
don't work. It was
just so
just
It
that was
y'all
worked.
crazy.
know.
That was the first pose you went to out of all the poses
That's
that
the
you
one they
went to.
tell. That's the first one the WebMD told me to do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, fair enough. Uh, uh,
That's
I
crazy.
I got one. Okay, for all you people that are not my mom, this goes to work and personal. If you text me or email me and then come into my presence and tell me, did you see the text or did you see the email? I will proceed to block you from henceforth. Give me the opportunity to read said email or text at my own leisure because if you wanted something different, you would call me. So don't walk around to my little office space talking about, did you just see the email? Don't text me and then call me talking about, oh, I just texted you. Did you see it? I'm going to look at your number from here on out and watch it ring and proceed on about my business. Unless you are my mother, because I love hearing her voice and she like to do that, you have been forewarned. I'm gonna keep it clean with myself. I ain't got time for that. Pick and choose your communication tactics wisely. That's where I'm at with it.
For sure, for sure. Rose, you got anything for this week, brother?
Nah, man, I save my energy.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I'm gonna go ahead and give one a little bit serious, but I ain't gonna get too crazy with it. I just want to say happy birthday and rest in peace to my boy Earl. We appreciate you, we love you, and we miss you. To keep it clean in this is to everybody that's out here still with us. Whatever your passion is, whatever you enjoy doing, whatever you want to make your life journey, put your all into that every single day. Because whatever that is that you're doing, whatever you create along that journey, once you're not able to do that no more, that's how we relive that journey and that's how we still stay connected with you. Also, that's how your work continues to live on through inspiration. So, Earl, we love you. We miss you. No day is the same without you. Happy birthday, my boy, and rest in peace. That's my
Bless up,
keep it
Earl.
clean for
Rest in
sure,
peace.
for
Rest
sure.
in peace.
Um, all right. We have a batch of topics for today. But first, it's Cap in your raps? I know my boy Ev got something for us this week, so let's get it.
All right, so I know last week with the intellect anti-intellectual thing, I brought up somebody, Ish Antoine, Joe Budden podcast. Well, we're back, capping your raps. You've been on the podcast like the last few episodes saying that you're not grumpy, you're not upset by the comments and everything that's been going on when people are now bigging up Mark Lamont Hill and diminishing you and saying that you're losing, you getting your muffin cracked. Man, you capping. We can tell. We can see it. We can see it visibly. You always sitting there like a stump. You sitting there like a stoop. Be real. It's okay. All right. We've seen it ever since the big thing that went viral about science when in flat earth and everything. And we saw how you reacted then. And ever since then, it's been kind of on a downhill slope for you. So I just want to say you capping. We can see you. We see you. Fix it, brother. Because we love the energy you bring. So fix it, brother. That's
The
all.
man can't walk right now. Dog. You be the man can't walk right now. He got a torn Achilles.
He
His
looked like
mind is
that without the
shifted.
torn Achilles.
Oh man.
It's because he looked like that he tore his Achilles.
Oh man.
No, he tore his Achilles because he wasn't doing his mobility.
That's a fact.
Hey, keep
That's
it
a
clean. Keep it clean.
That's a fact. Hey,
Ray Rose, y'all
Ray
got
went through
something for
it.
us this week?
Ray went through it. That's someone that's torn his before, man. Yeah, work on them stretches appropriately, bro.
Facts.
And know your age.
Ray Rose, y'all got something for us this week on capping your raps?
Man, I'm gonna let some people slide this week, bro. I'm like Rose now.
You gonna preserve the
No, I ain't really got nothing about no capping. So
I do. I got one. Absol. Brother, you starting to look a little shaky in that light, man. All right.
Not
With
shaky.
the first time it happened when you was on
Might delete later.
the J. Cole album, yeah, might delete later. When the beef started brewing up, it looked a little fishy, but you know that record could have been done beforehand. It is what it is. We just gonna let it slide. But now you keep doing these raps talking about y'all gonna have to respect the West and y'all gonna have to understand it. When I step into it, it's gonna get different. You just let that New York brother pull up and talk crazy to your whole syndicate in front of you. And all you said was, yo, chill, chill, chill. So get in that booth and protect your coast, man. Stop capping. That's what I got for capping your raps this week. And with that being said, first up, I don't think we've talked about this brother since maybe episode 1 or 2. Joey Badass. Joey Badass, Big Sean, and Absol pulled up to Red Bull to do a cypher. First, I want to get everybody's like how they felt about the cypher overall. I'll start here. I thought it was fire. I will rank versus Joey, Soul, Sean. Sean, I don't know why this keeps happening to you. I think you might need to stop going first, but that's where I stand with that one.
You got Sean last?
Yes.
Nah.
Yeah, I got Sean last. All of that in the middle of the verse.
Man, that was
I was
4
about to say
bars
that.
of it.
I was
cool.
about to say
4 bars,
that.
man.
I'm cool.
Double,
I'm-
triple
It was 8
time. We
bars
got
in
to
his
Yeah,
whole
I'm
joint.
good on that.
It was 8 bars.
That 8
man.
bars that 8 bars is what put him in last place.
You know what I'm saying? You got it. Sometimes you got to attack. You got to be on it. You can't take no time off. And he was
Yeah, that was one of
Joey-
them verses where it kind of showed you like, okay, Sean, we see why you where you at now.
That's crazy.
We see
Where's
that.
he at?
How
I
did-
haven't seen him. Where's he at?
Exactly. You haven't seen him. It kind of it was good, but the verse kind of showed you like, oh, your style hasn't changed. Because you got to think when we talk about Big Sean, he was ahead of his time early on with his rapping, and
Yeah,
then
then the
he
nigga
hasn't
ran off with his
changed.
whole style.
And he never changed, and it's kind of like, damn, you doing the same thing that you was doing the whole time. It makes sense why you disappeared for a little bit, and we didn't hear from you.
You said somebody ran off with his whole style.
Yeah, nigga ran off with his whole style. That's why
Who?
you ain't never see Dej Loaf again after a nigga ran off with her whole style. When a nigga run off with your whole style, shit get wicked.
Who
So
ran
Detroit
off with
get
his
robbed.
whole? Yeah, who ran off with his whole style?
I think I know
Come
who
on,
he's
man.
Who ran off with his whole style? I'm asking you.
Between that and you getting you getting
Take
your lumps
who you
from
think ran
losing.
off with Sean whole style?
Nah, don't throw it back in my
I'm
court.
asking,
I'm asking you, brother.
who do
Panda
you
break?
believe ran?
Yeah, like
Who
is
do you
this your?
believe ran off with his style?
It's
It's
you
not
know.
that many people that could run off with the style and be
Drake.
cool with it. Thank you. Okay, I'm
Okay,
glad
I'm just
we.
making. Okay, I'm just making.
I'm
I
glad
just
we
don't
understand.
understand
Somebody got to say it.
why you didn't want to say it though, brother. That's what I'm trying to figure out. That
It
boy.
was between his style being ran off on, and at the same exact time, that little back and forth with Ludacris didn't help him.
Yeah,
It was that
yeah,
those two things happened simultaneously,
yeah.
and that put a couple speed bumps in his
That's a
path to
fact.
success, man.
That's
Yeah.
a fact. But what, bro, Ray? What did you think about the cipher, man?
Uh, I I thought it was cool. Obviously, the highlight was Joey because of what he said. I'm gonna let y'all talk about the verses themselves, but the highlight was Joey because of what he said. You going at the West Coast, you back outside, you know what I'm saying? You taking shots. You named a couple of names, and shout out to you for trying to get that Gatorade and lace up your boots to go against the entire coast by yourself. I know it's tiresome, you going through it. Soul did to me have the best verse. Personally, to me, I think he had the best verse, but I'm not going to be mad at anyone because of the impact of what Joey was doing. I don't even respect Sean because you let a man ask you about your girl live in the middle of the cipher and then just stood there while it happened. So I don't even got time to
And guess
dissect what
what?
you had
There's
to say, bro.
video proof. There's video proof of her saying my
Yeah,
favorite rapper is Absol.
Rappers, yeah, like
nasty.
you let this man ask you about your woman after you
That's a
handed him
nasty
his cat
statement.
back.
To
You
pull up
you let
on, to
you
pull
let
up in
him
the
hand
middle of the verse, like and ask Nene, and then he called your girl Nene.
by her
Don't
nickname,
don't
by
call
her
my girl
nickname
by her nickname and then tell me
on
to ask her who her favorite rap. Don't do that.
on
Don't
some
do that.
familiarity.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's
While you
crazy.
handed him his hat back, like he didn't.
Because to
Nah, bro.
let you know, I'm not capping. Let me get that back. I'm not.
Nah, man.
This part ain't cap.
Nah, man.
What you thought about the cipher, Rose?
I think I think Red Bull really got something fire. Like if they continue to do
Yeah,
that, I think that is a fire way and new thing to do if you can continue to get artists on something like that
Yeah,
consistently.
yeah.
That's fire. Shout out to Red Bull for that though. That kind of that's interesting. I fuck with that. Man, I like Big Sean verse. I mean, I will be with you when I say like he do need to stop going first. Stop going first. Maybe just try to go second next time, man.
You know what I mean?
Let's try something different. I do got him and Joey verse be at 1A and 1B in their app. So, and I guess I'm kind of think I'm worn out with the shock value raps, bro. Like I'm kind of tired of niggas just doing that thing of just calling somebody name just to get attention. And
That's hip
Joey, stop
hop.
calling Kendrick name, man.
No, call his name.
Sick of
Call
it.
his name. Call
I'm
his
sick,
name.
bro. I'm
Call his
sick.
name, man. Call his
Sick
name,
of it.
man. Go ahead.
But good,
Why
good
not?
verses from everybody. Good verses from everybody. It was good to see the whole just like rappers rapping again,
Yeah,
and not a
facts.
whole bunch of Instagram photos and meat pulling. So you know,
because on the cool, Red Bull has been doing that recently. I don't know if y'all been
Yeah.
tapped in, but they had the Costa
Mhm.
Nostra cipher,
hmm
which was crazy,
They had the
crazy. And
Texas
they've had a
joint. They had a
yeah,
Houston
yeah,
joint or
they
with
did.
Maxo and
Yep,
yeah.
yeah, man.
but
So
that's what
so
I'm
that
saying. Make rap great again, bro. Like make
Yeah.
yeah,
rap great again. There's
nah,
at the end of the day, it has to be about the art. I think we done got so far away from just the art perspective and of what rap is, and it's become like a gimmick, and it's just niggas
yeah,
doing this shit for fun. Like, nah, there's still a sport where people gotta have skill. People gotta have a certain type of just thing to even be in the arena. You know what I'm saying? I think we
and on
just
the
got so
cool.
far away. All three of them for sure.
And that's where I do want to give the shout out to Red Bull because you could tell other artists have been watching who's previously been up there and they are going in there like, man, I
Yeah.
gotta match this bar, man. Like
Yeah.
nobody has been slacking off. Like you said, the Texas joint happened, the Coach Kenosha happened. We just seen Joey Soul and whoever do this just happened, and we gonna see more coming from here, bro. You feel me? Yeah,
That's
man. So
crazy.
shout out to them.
Whoever dude is crazy. Like you,
That is
that's a little wild.
wild.
That's a little wild.
Is
I
it though? I've
yeah,
been
man.
maintaining where I stand towards
No,
him.
yeah, you don't. Yeah, you don't like Big Sean. Since episode one, you told us you hate
So,
Big Sean. That's a fact. That is a fact. I
Even
will
when he
say
got Kendrick.
I will say with Rose, he didn't. I will say with Rose though. I like Joey calling out Kendrick because I feel like that's the energy of making hip hop great again. Like I rock with the fact of like coming out on the cypher and being like, you know what, bro, I don't think you really fight like that. And I'm gonna say it in this verse. And then we just get the little sparring and all that. I think that's dope. I think that's how we get back to this not just being about numbers and all that bullshit no more.
I agree too, and I
I
think
mean, that's
also
fair, but that's why they have weight classes, man. It's weight classes for a reason.
That's
and
You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying? You got your heavyweights, your super heavyweights, your light middleweights, your super middles. You know what I'm saying? And it's always been tier one, tier two, tier threes of rappers. So it's like that's not nothing new.
yeah.
I said this a long time ago. Like, bro, you to go to the next level, you gotta mark out people that's in your class, in your cohort of your tier.
Who's in Joe? Because we tried to have this conversation too. Like, who's in Joey's tier right now?
That's the question.
Like, who is that?
That's the weird part about where Joey is at because it's like, all right, I'm doing more acting and rapping, so I'm building my cachet. I'm building my profile as an entertainer in general.
Yeah,
I'm building my cachet in that land. Y'all been knew I could rap because I've been here for over a decade.
right.
But like, where do I land rap wise as far as like
Who's
the
your
tier that
peers?
I'm in? It wouldn't
When,
be.
when,
I'm sorry, like, and I don't care what nobody think about it. It's not in that tier where Big Sean at. Like, it's
well,
under
not
that.
I
can we
It's
clean
agree.
it
not
up
the
quick?
same
Like when we
tier.
say
I
when
agree.
we say tier, are we talking about like just your status, not so much
Now,
just your lyrical ability, but your status
yeah,
in the current
the
Yeah,
rap
whole
game?
status.
thing,
It's more.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
the
like
Joyner
whole thing,
Lucas.
the
status.
status of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, Joyner Lucas. That's where he's at.
Oh,
That's crazy.
hey,
That's where he's
that's
at. They got the
rude.
same. They got the same status and impact as far as fan base wise and
That's
everything
You
as
know
Joyner
crazy.
what?
Lucas. That's where he's at.
What?
That's what I
Honestly,
said.
I,
What?
I would say Soul is in that Soul would be a great
That
comp.
kind of make
And
more sense. Like
Yeah.
and
Absol
Yeah.
and Joey are in the same tier.
yeah, and then if somebody makes the argument of Soul not numbers wise, his impact early on is what kept him in this tier.
Would you
And
say his tier is like, I guess, like his, his peers that he kind of came in with, the
I feel
souls,
like it
the
would be like a tier. That tier is like Absol, Joey, Vince
Vince,
Staples,
Q. Is Q in there?
Q above
I
them.
no,
I
Q was above that.
I
He
might
was
I
above
might
them.
have
Okay.
Q
Vince.
above them.
I might have Vince out of that particular tier
No, I have
because
Vince in
Vince has
there.
been with them because Vince has been more consistent. His success has been trending a lot more upwards than them,
But like Vince and
especially.
Joey, if I had to do it, they're like that tier right up under some of those people and like bubbling to get to the next one.
Yeah,
Well, but here's why I say Vince might be ahead of Joey because Vince is while Joey's been acting, Vince has also been
the
active as far
active.
as
Yeah,
his presence in outside of rap, and then the raps happen to coincide with it. So he's
I
almost accidentally went into the not I guess not B list. He's bottom tier two, give or take. I don't know where we
it-
putting Joey here. Is he tier three or tier two?
it's like bot. It's
as an
like
entertainer, tier two. As a
yeah, but like as
rapper,
a
tier
rapper, it's like
three.
tier 3-ish,
Okay,
bottom
but
2, 3-ish.
but if we're talking about the tiers, just
And
like where
Vince
your
is the same
space
way. I would
is,
say
right?
as an entertainer.
But I would have Vincent
I have
Joey in the
Joey.
same tier. I would
Yeah,
have
I'm
them.
not
Yeah,
mad at tier two. I think mid pack tier two. Or mid pack sounds
mid,
crazy. I don't mean to
mid is
disrespect him.
like
Yeah, hold
Middle
on,
whoa.
of tier
whoa, don't
two.
say
Because it's
mid
like
Middle
because
of tier
we
two.
got to
I didn't
they
mean
not.
mid pack. My bad.
I think when
Let
you
me clean
looking
that
at
up. I didn't
when
mean mid pack. Middle of tier two. Like
Got you,
you're
got you.
trending upwards
Okay,
greatly currently.
yeah.
But I think I'd have I edge Vince slightly because I've been seeing him way more active
Vince
than
makes
I've
better
seen
Man,
music
Joey.
than
Vince
Joey
makes better
Badass.
music
That
too.
too.
Man, Vince had an album
That
of the year
too.
contender a couple years ago, dog.
Vince
I'm
definitely
not
makes
Yeah,
better
like
music than
twice.
Joey Badass.
He did it. He did
Does
it
he
over
rap better?
He makes better
to me,
music than
Vince
Joey
does.
Badass.
But does he
Important
rap
opinion.
better? But does
I
he
To
don't
me,
rap
think
he
better?
Vince
does.
is.
He
Joey.
I don't
experiments
think
Joey's
too
Vince is
rap.
often,
playing
though.
that game. I don't think he's
Yeah,
playing that game of who raps better. It's about who makes
Mm,
better music.
mm.
Because
Like,
I saw
and
him
that's
come
that's a
outside
part
with
of
Earl.
the thing. Like about being on a different tier level. All the people at the top, they rap very well, but they also make really good music.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's a
it's like you
double.
got to be able to do both. Vince makes really
yeah.
good music to me. I just don't think Vince is one of those lyrical miracle motherfuckers because he just don't. I don't think he cared to do that.
Mm-mm.
That's fair.
At the same
You know what I'm
time,
saying?
too,
But
I want to give him
as
credit.
far as the tier thing goes, it's like you got I like to treat it as boxing because that's as close as it gets to it. Because you got like the heavyweights, you got super
Drake.
heavyweights, you got
Yeah.
middleweights, you got super middles. So like Drake and all them, those are super heavyweights. You at the top of the game. But like Joey and them fall in a weird tier because it's like it's middle of the pack, but under the middle almost.
It's like light heavyweight.
You
Light
might
heavyweight
see-
or like
They
Super
might
middleweight.
they might be
Super middle.
middleweights. They might be
Super middle.
middleweights
Middleweight at
of the
best.
supers.
like
Yeah, they might be
super
like
middle.
super middleweight. That's fine though. I'm not mad at
Yeah,
that.
you might
I'm
be
not mad at
middleweight
that.
at best.
Yeah, super middleweight. But I'm okay. So and just for the audience, we're gonna do a keep it clean one off that has to do with all of the everything that's happened since Joey did this verse. So we're gonna get into the Rayvon disses, we're gonna get into the Joey response, we're gonna get into the reason response, and then whatever happens from there. We're gonna do that on a separate show. But for this, I just want to zone in on the beginning of it all, the catalyst of it all. What you talking
Joey
about?
may not even be that high because I'm looking at his. One of y'all had mentioned, do we just go with the class that they came in with? And if we go with the class that he came in with, he not even heavyweight of that class.
That's
seeing-
like crit in them, crit ASAP
Nah,
and all of them.
this is school. This is Schoolboy,
I think it'll get
Absol,
after that. Yeah.
Travis Scott, Chief Keef,
Mm.
Trinidad. He's above Trinidad, and anybody's above Logic, and then
I
Action
think-
Bronson.
I think the problem is like, especially for people like Joey and people that I guess that you will hold to a certain standard of lyricism. It's hard to move up tiers because it's not that many people you can really go at. Like
Yeah.
that will boost your cachet as getting to the next level through catching a kill. Because
And that's
all these people now are not rapping for that type of thing. You know what
And
I'm
that's
saying? Like,
that's why I respect him shooting at Kendrick.
Nah, well, because
That's
I
what I
think
yeah, but
respect.
nah, that's
I
different. You get
don't-
out the way. Like I would have,
No,
and
no.
to be for real, I would have respected more if he would have been like Drake, "What's up?" Like
For what?
because it's just like Kendrick just went and caught a kill.
So why I'm gonna go kill why I'm gonna go shoot at a dead body?
Fight with Drake or something. Like
Why would I
everybody
go
gotta
shoot at a
with the
dead
dude
body?
himself.
He dead.
Nah, you can't.
He
You
d-
can't shoot at the nigga that's really sitting.
He
up
need to
there.
shoot at Cole, if anything.
You need to
Shoot
shoot
at
at.
the nigga
Yeah,
who-
I
He
would've
shot at
respected-
Cole already.
Shoot
He
at-
shot at Cole.
Shoot,
The Cole
and
is
they
not
told him-
coming.
and
Cole not
he
pulling
did,
up.
and that's
lie.
where
But they also
I'm
told
I'm
him
not
Cole
gonna lie. If
outside
I'm
his
and-
weight
Cole,
and-
range.
I would never respond to that.
Yeah,
I'd
Cole
never
outside his weight
respond to that.
range. Cole's outside his weight range. But on the cool, you know what it is? This
and
is
I
from the
wanted
fan
Cole to respond.
Yeah, so this is from the fan perspective. Rose and Nick, you correct me if I'm wrong. Moving up weight class, to me, if you're in that middle pack, you have to start with your music first, not just being a
Bingo.
great rapper. So you move
That's the
up
only way
by
you can.
having great music,
There we
and
go.
then
Fair.
once you get to that class, now you can start shooting.
That's
Now
fair.
we're clarifying who's the best. So as of recently, because the way that rap has transformed, they're no longer rapping to be the greatest lyricists. They're rapping to put out great content and music, which is why we're seeing that separations of the. To me, that's why I see Vince further than Joey as well, because he's been putting out consistently great music and has been trending upwards on that. And then once you get in that weight class, you start shooting. Why would I need to shoot at you? Because the three that we always mention have consistently been putting out a lot of great music, and then now they separated themselves from everybody else, so they got nothing else but to shoot.
Yeah.
We got time, because
Yeah.
almost everybody
That's
else in
what
that
I'm saying, it's
class
about
that
the
we
music.
usually mention, they kind of
It's-
fell off. Yeah.
It's
So
truly
that-
about
that-
the
so
music,
correct-
bro.
So that's how the fans are. I think from the fan perspective, that's what we're looking for initially.
Because you have to have
don't-
multiple. You have to have multiple elite albums. Like that's
Yeah.
what gets you into that next tier. Having classic
know if you need-
albums.
Nah,
I
you
think
need
might, I don't
you
even
need a
think you
good
need
catalog.
classic. I think you just need if you come off of two solid back-to-back albums and you get to getting active, especially in the
No, not solid.
the-
You gotta
No.
be
no.
classic.
Nah, you need
Hear me
some
out. Hear me
fire.
out.
You
Hear
gotta
me out.
have a
Hear me
hit
out.
or something.
Solid
Right,
is one
I'm
thing,
with
and
that.
solid
When I'm
gets you
saying
Big
solid-
Sean.
Because Joey
That's what
got
you
solid.
get.
Joey
No,
got
hold
solid
on.
work.
Hear me out.
I'm
Because
dead
we're in a different time frame. I don't even know why
Sean
you
got
keep mentioning
solid
that dude's
albums.
name. No, he don't. He got one.
Sean got
got
solid
A.
albums.
Sean
Man. We
got
not
He got
doing
A.
that. We not
Don't-
doing
don't
that.
do that,
A.
bro.
We not
got
doing
A.
that. Sean
Don't
got
do
solid
that.
albums, man.
All right,
That's why he is where he is. No matter what
if you want to listen to that.
Dark
But
Sky
you know what I'm saying?
Paradise is a solid album. The
That's a-
one
that's
after
the
that
only
is that's a classic album. The
That's a
one after
classic
that is
album.
solid.
Yeah, Dark
Yeah.
Skies
Anyway.
is classic.
Anyways, what I was saying in today's game, because even with the Big Sean and Wale's during that time frame, there was more there was more allowance of 2 years to go by before you drop an album. In today's game, that's why I'm saying solid. You drop an album today, they're looking for something by December. So if you give 2, going into possibly 3, and I'm just saying solid, that might include a hit, maybe 2, and then you got some good music on there where people can kind of slide to it. You now put yourself at least in the spotlight to possibly pull off on the shot. Still should be within your weight range, or maybe you could shoot slightly up, but that's why I think it's different today. You got to put something out there. Joey hasn't done anything like that to garner that attention for you to shoot up there. You
Yeah, I
just
think
came back outside.
Yeah, I think
You know what
Joey,
I'm saying?
his acting, his like departures from rap definitely hurt his case a lot.
Mhm.
Because Joey can rap like really well, but
You
it's
think
like
that hurt his case?
in a sense of
In a
being
rap
able
way,
to jump them tears, because like when you get like 1999, it's like you a teenager, bet. And he had like another tape after that. He had his debut album, like I think a couple years later. So it's like cool. And then I think he had another album like 2017 or something like
17?
that. Yeah.
I think so.
And then we didn't hear from bruh until 2022. So it's like, and of course you outside and you doing acting and like you putting records out here and there. So it's not to say that you like lost a step or anything like that, but it's like you kind of that 5-year gap is like, bruh, I don't know if he built the cachet to take a 5-year hiatus.
Oh, I told you,
know?
that was one of my big points anyway. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if
yeah.
you don't have the cat, that's why you can't go up into that next thing and even be like, hey Kendrick, this you don't even have the cachet to walk up the mountain.
Mhm.
Like,
Man, because on the
you know what I'm
cool,
saying?
your last
And I think in rap too, like a long time ago, especially back when you're talking about back when LL and all those people was around, like that's when you rap to show how good you are. No matter what tier you was in, if somebody went at you, the pride of it all would be like,
Yeah.
hey, nah,
Yeah.
we finna talk to each other. But
Yeah.
then you get to a place where you got Jay-Z, Nas, and then you get into that realm, is like, bro, only the heavyweights is gonna pop it at each other. And then the way I pop it at you, if I'm a bigger artist, I get on my album and I just talk down to you like a little kid. Like,
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
finna waste a record to
yeah, I'm
I
not
get you.
gonna do all that and go back and forth with you. I just talk down to you, like how Jay would talk to Mace on some of them records. Like,
yeah. Because
and that's where the
we
commercial
could kind of
part.
Them ain't
for
Rolex
legendary
diamonds. What the
moments.
fuck you done to that?
What
Yeah,
you done to
'cause
that?
we could
You know what I'm saying?
we
You
could
don't
kinda
get no whole back and forth. You know, I just do that you a
The
little
rest of
bit.
y'all
Yeah.
get 2 bars or get half a
'cause
bar. You know what I
You know what I'm
we
mean?
could
saying?
kinda
And then
we
now you got this time where it's like it's so fragile to where if you get smoked, it's just like battle rap. It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
fragile. If you get smoked, you might ruin your career and be out of there.
Yeah.
because
You know what I'm
what we
saying?
could
But
do,
I
we
don't
could
respect that. That's why I wish people like Benny and them would keep trying to climb that thing and like go at them. Joey, go talk to Benny. Benny, go talk to Joey. Like,
That would be fine.
Oh yeah, that's
That would be fine.
no,
That'd be fine. King
you
of
know
New
what I'm
York
saying?
type thing. Like,
It's
yeah.
real
because
rap
what we
shit going on outside. Davies, throw your hat in there if you really about it.
No,
Like,
no.
yeah.
Davies, do not throw your hat anywhere
man,
You keep
anywhere
at it.
near these songs. You leave us
but
Keep at it.
alone.
I'm saying
because
for the
I
thing of
get you
the
though. I
sport
get you.
of
Yeah.
rap,
Yeah.
yeah,
for
because
all the
what
tiers that's up under, everybody just Royal Rumble. Like,
That's fair.
get in
What's up,
what
there.
Royce?
it's looking like, we could kind of like wrap it here until we get to the one off. Joey, you the highlight of it, but you haven't put out an album since 2022, and it wasn't really moving like that.
Now the
Before then,
album's
it was
fire. The album's fire.
it's no, it is fire. I'm saying it wasn't moving like that.
Yes, it
That's
was.
what I'm saying.
Yes, it was.
It, we
But see
listened
that
to it.
that go into Ray's case about solid
Dropping my
albums
top down on
versus
cruise control. That
them
shit was
albums that
going.
Yeah,
move you
That shit
into
was
another
going.
group.
That shit was
yeah,
going. Like it was on the radio and all that. Like he
yeah.
has records off that album. Like he got some shit on there.
He got a couple. Yeah, he got a couple. It wasn't moving like that. It came and went because of what was going on during that time frame. It
I don't know
wasn't
if
moving like
I
that.
don't know if it came.
We
and went,
listened
bro.
to it. We're hip hop fans. What I'm getting at, it wasn't really. I don't how you don't have many people saying like, man, you know what I like to go back to all the time?
But
That
that's
Joey Badass. Like I just love playing that Joey Badass album. Or no,
Ray be disrespectful, bro.
bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Ray
All I'm
be
saying, because
disrespectful, man.
especially in the
Like
time
He be
frame where they're
disrespectful.
expecting, especially in the time frame that album came off of a 5-year hiatus as well. During
Mhm.
the time he was
with
active,
a
so
Diddy
you
intro.
lost.
Chill.
Speaking of segues, no.
But I'm saying, I'm saying,
I'm sorry.
I think
Chill.
the biggest issue with the whole thing with Joey is like, yeah, you took that gap, yeah, you took the break, but you just don't have enough classic music to be able to be in a space. But and I respect what you're doing, like now, currently, especially, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna rap with everybody. Reason go in the house, man.
Nah, man,
I just
we'll come
wanted to
back to
say
that.
that. Reason
Nah,
Yeah,
go in the house.
we gonna come
yeah,
back.
we gonna come back
What
to that.
We
Rose
We'll
is
gonna
come back to
saying
that.
is, Joey,
We can
you
come
got
back to
some
that.
cool joints, but you ain't got one of them.
You ain't got one of them where we just like, this is your magnum opus. Like, I guess it would
We
be
can,
1999 or whatever, but
99.
that's so long
That's so
ago,
long
bro.
ago,
Mm-hmm.
and you're
That's
Yes.
like
30
being
now. You
like,
got time to
that's
show
like
your
it's
improvement.
like being like, yo, you remember College Dropout?
Type shit.
no,
Nah, for
that's
sure.
different because one was a classic.
1999 is a classic mixtape. Don't do that.
It's more of a classic than College Dropout. We're not doing this.
That wasn't what
No,
you
that
said,
wasn't the
brother. That
comparison.
wasn't what you said, brother.
Okay.
that wasn't. Come
And
on now,
stop doing Big Sean like that, Ray. Stop doing that. Stop
Grow
doing
up.
it, bro.
boy.
Grow up.
I told that man, grow up.
What do you mean? No.
You be disrespectful, bro. Clean it
Oh,
up.
I want to be in the big green. Look at me. I'm Big Sean. Shut up. Bro, move, man. Sit down. Go sit down, bro.
Be
Get your publishing back
disrespectful,
from
man.
Kanye.
All right, man. Coming off of the cipher, we gotta get into some seriousness. Fortunately, um, so Haley, her name Haley Bailey. That's her last name, right? Haley Bailey. Haley Bailey has sued or has filed a restraining order against her baby father and former boyfriend DDG. Um, she is alleging in the restraining order physical, emotional, and financial abuse. She uh, put in photos of her showing that she has a chipped tooth, bruises, also text messages that are just aggressive. All of these things presume or alleged to be done by him. She has been granted full custody of their son in the meantime until I guess the next hearing. Um, yeah, where do y'all stand with this? I don't know much about either of these people. I'm gonna just be honest. Um,
Word.
like I know they was together. I know she was a Little Mermaid. I know her sister makes music. Like I know that's the thing. I don't really pay attention to anything DDG related. Just that's too young for me outside of my wheelhouse. But yeah, where do y'all sit with this? Who want to go first?
First off, prayers to everybody involved. First off, uh, if the allegations are true, because we've seen photos, man, prayers are involved. I hope. Ray,
Your mic muted, Ray.
You said you think they true?
I said if.
Oh, okay.
I said if they are true.
That boy Ray was finna jump
He
out
was
the
ready.
window.
He was ready.
I was trying to see. I was just trying to see where he was going, bro. I was like,
No.
okay. I
say
want.
if.
Oh shit! Keep going.
I would say if they are true, prayers involved. I hope justice is served in the matter of whatever justice is being served with the restraining order. I don't know if it's an actual like case outside of the restraining order and custody. I don't know if there's a case going on involved in it. So that's why I'm saying justice has been served. If there is, my one caveat in all this is from what I am seeing, DDG. I think everything that you are doing, streaming immediately afterwards is wrong. Like you might want to kind of just be quiet a little bit because it seems like he's trying to not prove his innocent, but what he's doing, he's kind of coming out and like trying to throw accusations at her, like, oh well, she did this, she did that, and his family is also coming out with those same things too. This ain't a mudslinging contest right now, I would say. The high road is to let it play out. You come with your evidence, not letting it play out with fans and letting the fans and social media dictate how it goes. That's my thing. I just stop letting social media dictate it, because that's how it feels coming from me, how I look at it. But it just I like be quiet and let the situation play out with the courts and everything before you jump out there and start reacting
Yeah.
to on Twitch streams.
And to give a little context, the way that it reads out, that she filed a restraining order stating, I believe this is her attorney, that Daryl DDG has been and continues to be physical, verbally, emotionally, and financially abusive towards her, and she's seeking orders to protect herself and their young daughter. I don't want to say the daughter's name. So what's
Son,
currently
that's the
going on?
son.
Son, yeah,
Yeah,
that was
it's the
son.
son.
Son, pardon self.
What is
And so,
financial abuse? What does that fall under?
we mean, what's it fall under?
Like, how could somebody be financially abusive?
Yeah,
Controlling their money,
what is
because
it?
Controlling your money.
controlling your money
Controlling
could
my
range
money?
from,
Yeah.
because it could range from stealing from you. It could all the way up to like a conservatorship that some people have had on people. I don't know if that's the case, but financial abuse can be a myriad of things. Like, so we probably have to see that play out. So
Like
if
if
we're
they
going
if
on
he if
first,
they got like joint accounts or something like that, and he holding money or something.
Yeah,
I
that
would say that'd be strange if they
yeah,
both have
that
successful careers on their own.
I'll
That's
make
but
sure not to
but it,
comment on
who
certain things, but that
yeah, because
sounds like
if
a play.
it could be one of them situations. They might have had some partnership deals or something along those lines.
I
And
mean, maybe.
him being a popular streamer, her coming up in her respective entertainment, there might have been some partnership deals where he flipped the script.
He
Maybe
playing
that's what
funny
she's
with the
alleging.
money.
So and the rest of it, they're saying specifically in a separate incident in March 2025, Bailey said that DDG entered her home when she wasn't there and accused her via text of some other things. Then followed up later on to where they got to posting and screaming. The incident that she's alleging, he screamed at her, damaged her Ring camera, and attempted to take Kayla without her consent. So
Oh,
there's a few things that she's placing out there. So the showing up at her home was one day. A few days later, he entered her home and told all this other type of stuff. He's been alleged of a lot of things. So going to your point, Ev, I might have. I don't think you. I don't know how we say whether or not you should say something, because we also acknowledge the court of public opinion. And you do you look worse if you don't? Because you can't say anything legally. And just to finish it off, the restraining order, the judge can extend it to 5 years. They go back on June 6th, I believe, is the date. So he can extend it up to 5 years at his discretion. Yeah, but do you, with all this being said, do you not say something?
I think it's, and I'm gonna let you answer too, Ev, because I know he asking you. I think it's about tact and how you
yeah,
go about saying it. I think it's again, I'm not gonna tell nobody how to defend themselves. I can only tell you how it comes across to me, right? So it's like if somebody's putting smut on your name and you feel like it's necessary to go out and clear the air and put everything on the table and say, well, you did this and you did this and you did that and this wasn't all on me. Hey, brother, that is your prerogative. I will say though, especially in the climate that we in today, it's gonna look a little crazy, or not crazy. It's just gonna look a little distasteful if you are the one coming out instead of saying like, "Yo, no, all of this is cap, and we're gonna deal with it in the court." If you just start levying your own insults, and now it's just a he said, she said, back and forth
yeah.
type of situation.
I mean, but
And
that's what it is anyway.
right, but fair enough. And that okay, real quick, because I wanna run that too, because that's kind of my overall point in this. If this stuff is true, like Ev said, prayers to everybody involved. I hope that that child is in the safest place he can possibly be. That's really my main concern with this. I hope everybody is safe. Outside of that, I don't know what the hell happened. I don't wasn't
Yeah.
there. I don't know these folks. I can't tell you if screenshots is real. I'm not legalese. You know what I mean? Like I don't know none of that. So I would say for everybody watching, shit. Relax with these like fake relationships that y'all have with these people because y'all don't know them, and just let it play out as it should, because that's what's gonna happen anyway. You can feel how you want to feel about it. That is what it is. But this whole like, well, look at this text message. It says from tomorrow and this, that, fam. Do you have the discovery in your phone? If not,
how do you
Yeah, I
send a
mean
text
that's
message from
that's
tomorrow?
the other
Though?
problem too. They trying to play it out in the public, and
And
everything has now become. And I said this last week. Everything is now guilty until proven innocent because everybody want to play out something in the court of opinion before the actual real courts, and that's the issue. Like we don't know y'all relationship. I know how being in a relationship. Some of this shit, I I couldn't imagine some of the stuff I went through play out in the public because you number one, you don't know the dynamic of these people. Like you don't know their relationship and how they interact with each other. Number two, when you bring in somebody like some with a child into it, that completely changes everything. And I just don't think this is for public consumption. I don't believe that at all, bro. That shit kind of whack. If he on his side and her side, like I just think that shit kind of whack. And to the fans, y'all doing weird shit like zooming in pictures of niggas' glasses to see Brent Fayez in the back. Like, bro, that shit is weird.
all of y'all need.
That shit
They did
is
they
weird.
CSIs, bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
This
bro, they
boy's going
doing
to
CSI stuff, and
bro.
all y'all done turned into DJ academics, bro. That shit is weird to me.
Yeah, facts.
That shit
Okay,
is
so
weird.
the public thing though, I think is like tricky with it because majority, especially with him being a streamer, it's like almost everything they do is public.
mhm.
It's like they have put this type of situation looks different than a lot of the other celebrities where you're only getting glimpses. He's regularly in the public, so it's not even, to me it don't seem that weird or different for him specifically, and she's joined in a lot of his
And I
streaming
feel you, but
situations.
that's the downfall of trying to
Yeah,
do everything in the
No,
public.
big
Everything
facts.
is
No,
going
but
to play out in the public.
big facts. So what I'm saying is more
We
so on
know
the
too
side
much
because they're,
about each other. We should know less.
but that's what I'm saying is it's a little bit different because
Facts.
I think what you're saying is for us that put just stuff out there in our day-to-days aren't on public. He makes his money being public. That is his
Yeah.
income, is
All right, well,
being
nigga, your
public.
kid
It's like
going now. Now what?
no.
And yeah, because that was gonna be a part of my response. She was there like that's not like that's what I'm saying. He should be
Don't
quiet
don't cry
because
to us. Don't
yeah,
cry to us,
Not-
nigga. Now your kid gone. All right,
Because what I'm saying,
cool.
I think since she's also tried to air him out publicly, he's been able to defend himself publicly. That's why I was asking you, Ev, do you think it was better to be silent, or for any of y'all to answer that question? He would when she first came out saying or complaining, if I remember correctly, didn't she complain about him streaming with their child at one
at one
point, like
point,
maybe
yeah.
I
a
believe
year ago
so.
or so?
Yeah, something like
And
that.
then that was another public thing. She walked it back. She apologized, realized that's what he does. She even had him up there themselves, that little public dispute, all of that. He was able to go out there and say, "Hey, look at this is what the situation is." Blah blah blah. He
Well,
lives
then they start
publicly.
bringing up. They start bringing up stuff of like his past shit. The shit with the Ruby Rose
hmm
situation, and then
I
a
am
couple
unaware of
other
that.
little things. Women say he was abusive or whatever. And
Okay.
DDG. I mean, my boy. Like if that's the program you running, bro, stop that shit. Like
Facts.
Okay.
stop that
Facts.
shit 1,000%. And also, this will go out to all the men out there. If you not with your BM, take that leash off, my boy. Take that leash off.
Yeah.
Leave that woman alone. Pay
Talk.
your
Can the
pay.
church say
Talk.
amen?
It's
Talk.
not
Please.
it's not about that no more. It's about
Run
your
your
kid.
mouth.
Let her run the street. Let her do whatever she gonna do. And if Lord willing, y'all supposed to be back together, that's what will happen. You know what
The
I'm saying?
questions
But
you should ask,
take that leash off,
is
bro.
the
That's
child
not
safe?
good business.
And then it
hmm
stops there. That's it. The question you ask, is the child safe? And then it stops right there. Let them go.
Facts.
Let them go. They're not yours anymore. They probably don't want
They
you.
was
Is the
never
child
yours. It was
safe?
your turn.
Yeah.
It was
And
your
so is
turn, my
custody.
Okay.
boy.
And
It's
so is
over.
custody. Now
Should
that's
have
your
put a
turn too.
ring
You're
on it
gonna have
when
to
you
deal
had the
with that.
chance. It's over.
Yeah, it was your turn then. Custody's your turn now. You just gonna have to deal with that. Move on.
Yeah, swap
Move
them
on.
weekends out, my boy. I
Man.
mean, okay. All right. Moving forward, I told y'all we got dirty batches today, man. I hope y'all got extra cleaning supplies, right? Because coming off of the DDG situation, we gotta talk Diddy. Diddy's trial is underway. For those of you that are unaware, Diddy, or otherwise known as Sean Combs, P. Diddy, Puffy, Brother Love, all of these aliases that he's created over the years. Diddy is on trial federally, racketeering. He is being charged with sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. And his trial came underway this week. So far, we've had testimony from a male escort that was involved in these freak offs and all of these things, and we've had testimony coming from Cassie so far. Very nasty, graphic information that we're finding out right now. I'm not gonna really get into too many details of that. This is disgusting to me.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, we can do.
Keep it clean. Disclaimer: the topic that we're about to get into may not be safe for work. I wouldn't recommend playing this out loud. I recommend this for your headphones. I would also not have your mother in the room when this type of stuff is playing. Respect yourself, because we're not really sure where we're going, and we're keeping it clean on that aspect.
Yeah. The trial is underway. Cassie has given some testimony that is very disturbing for me. The escort has given testimony that is disturbing to me. Some of this testimony is, verifying. I mean, I think to everybody. Yeah, for sure. To everybody. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, what do y'all think about this so far? I think Diddy is fried. If I'm being honest, I don't know if he'll catch. I don't know if they'll catch him clean sweep on every single charge. I don't know if that's the case. But I do think like the sex trafficking, like traveling for sex and the prostitute, all of like that's once I feel like that's already kind of being affirmed, and I don't think anything else. Once you told Buddy that you paid and he flew in and had the sex, that's yeah.
But did I fly you in or did he fly in?
I'm not. What did he say? What did he say? What did he say in the thing? I'm not sure off the top of my head. Did he verify?
I think he said he flew himself in.
But he got paid, right?
Well, that's not sex trafficking. That's just prostitution.
Fair. That's fair. But at the same, but also that's true. That's true. But also, if he's like flying her around and she's she's a part of these things, and this, we got it, and that's what the case is figuring out, because I think it's power dynamics and things of that nature to where that should be explored. Because I can't say just because the statement on the bank account came from her that she was just a willing party. I think we've all seen men be in power and be able to force people to do things and make it look like stuff was, you know what I mean? So that's kind of where I sit with it.
I'm with you. I will say from if we just gonna pop this off, I think I will say I wish that they weren't able to begin to call things freak offs. Number one, these weren't when you looking in the testimony. A freak off to me would be something like akin to an orgy.
Yeah.
And excuse my language if we got to put that on there.
No, we talking today.
These were threesomes.
Yeah.
These were people going on Craigslist, finding escorts, and having threesomes with the person that they're allegedly with. Now the things that happened in that room, that's a little different, but that's just him being a nasty man and everybody in there being nasty. But I wish they wouldn't have led with freak off, because the term freak off makes it sound like a criminal charge, and just being a disgusting man and liking whatever y'all liking that, that's not a charge to me. Like, just the word freak off has now been akin to like a criminal thing.
Yeah, some nasty perversion thing.
I get what you're saying. I do think that's kind of a part of his defense, honestly, is that like he's gonna basically put it out like, yo, I'm a nasty dude and I'll be running around on nasty time, but I'm not a criminal in what I'm running around doing.
Nasty.
Yeah, for sure. Ray, what's your thoughts on the situation?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm at the point now, based on a lot of allegations to the point where I'm definitely on to keep him over there,
Yeah.
far away from me. Is I rarely say this because I like to see most people get their fair chance, especially if we go down the legality route and be able to potentially defend yourself if you are an innocent party. I can only say you look and sound like a duck so many times though. And this is one of them situations where I'm hoping the diddler diddled his last diddle, bro. I keep him. Keep him, man. We can elaborate more, but
Yeah.
reading through some of this transcript, oh my, yeah, man. Yeah, keep him.
I feel the same way. It's some stuff like, and hey, this is court of public opinion, and because the trial is playing out, it's some stuff we just shouldn't know you into. And it's some stuff that just so perverted. It's like, for me, it's like, you know what, you should stay. But besides that, I want to say something about the case and the trial and everything that's going on, with the fan perspective in response to it. Men, stop worrying about what Cassie's husband is, how he's feeling while she's testifying. That's been going on a lot in the media over everybody like, oh shit, he need to leave her now. Stop that, bro. We grown.
No,
Stop that. We grown.
it's
Like,
fair. It's fair to
Are you
worry.
saying? Are
As
you
grown
saying
men,
stop? Are
it's
you
fair to
saying
worry.
like stop saying that he should leave? Or are you saying like
stop worrying
like
about stop worrying about that. Because if
No,
they married,
no.
he know, like, it's one of those
huh?
things where it's like it ain't
Hold
really
on.
your business.
I
Not
don't
Like,
worry
know if
about
he
that, man.
knows to the extent that some of this stuff was. I
Yeah,
know she did write a book. I'm not sure if he read it per se, but now that you're under federal oath, you do have to kind of put all that stuff out there.
yeah.
Um, I
uh,
feel bad for him, and you
worry
know,
about that, man.
to have to sit there and relive that with his wife sitting up there with their
Yeah.
pregnant
Yeah,
child.
no,
Like,
true. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say to jump off of what Ev was saying too. Like, I think that's kind of the premise of like he's in a space of like reliving probably some of the most traumatic and terrible moments of his wife's life in real time. To me, the frame, like the framing of it is kind of just like, well, I couldn't sit through that shit. I couldn't
And
be with her. I couldn't do like
that's
all
what
of
I
that
mean.
is
That
that's
is
real. Yeah, that's strange to me. Like
that
that's
is what
strange
I'm
to me.
saying, to stop. Like, stop, because niggas and what that's what I mean. Sorry if I didn't clarify that. Niggas is using it in jest to make jokes.
Yeah,
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 And
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's stop
yeah.
that.
It's nasty time.
That's what I meant. It was because this is a very serious matter. Hell, the full, I believe the full video now has come out of the hotel incident. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is a very traumatic time, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not a time for a joking manner of, man, that couldn't, like, oh, that couldn't be my girl, and that couldn't be my wife up there, and I'm hearing that, I gotta go. No, like, that
Yeah, like
that adds nothing here, bro.
where's your
Where's the
empathy?
empathy?
Where's your
Where's the
empathy if
sympathy at,
that's your
bro?
wife and that's how you reacting to her recounting some of the most tragic moments of her life? That's insane.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
Worry about him because he's
yes,
going through
worry,
a lot right now.
worry, but
yes,
Check,
100%.
check,
Like,
check. Hey, check. I understand what y'all saying.
I
I'm
think they
not
both.
discounting
I
what
think they
I'm
both
saying.
should be in like
Hey,
therapy. I think they both should be like in continuous. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. Yeah,
sir,
the way folks is
that's
using it to kind of like make
yeah,
a backhanded joke or a backhanded like, what
Yeah.
could
Long
you
as
be
we're
with a
not
girl
doing it to make
that did all of this? It's like,
you're right.
fam,
yeah,
we're not
long as we're
grow up.
not doing it to make jokes, it's cool. I think that some people like, and I've heard some of these perspectives of you do feel bad for him in certain moments because whether we want to keep it tall on this or not, there are some things in those transcripts, and mind you, I've read a lot of them. I've kind of gone through everything. Um, she was a willing participant in some of these things, and when you listen to her speak on like, well, yeah, I'm hitting Puff to like link him to do some of this stuff, and I'm going to go get drugs on my own to, you know,
mhm.
kind of run some of these actions that we normally do. When you realize that somebody is a willing participant in some of this stuff, that would make me kind of feel a way, I guess, of if you haven't heard, you know, maybe the full story, because when you under federal oath, like you gotta put all that stuff out when they ask you these questions. So as long as we not trying to just sit and make jokes on something that's serious like that, um, prayers to everybody involved, but you know what I'm saying? This is a different type of case, and there will continue developments as far as everything that's going on. And I'm interested to see when he gets on the stand of his recounting of some of these things that happen.
100%.
And
Because
we do also have to remember that a lot of the evidence is going to be sealed. A lot of
Yeah.
the videos, a lot of the pictures, a lot of the conversation. She didn't even want to read some of the conversation. I think this was yesterday or maybe the day before. They told her she didn't have to read them on the stand.
Like they're
To
giving
because
the
it was so
jurors
vulgar.
headphones to watch some of the freak offs and stuff. Like they're
Yeah, it
not.
was so vulgar.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Um,
it,
go
but
ahead, Ray.
I understand it. Man, I don't know, bro. This is a different type of case. Whatever y'all want to get to the jokes, we can, but this is a
because
different type of case.
what I'm saying
I
is you
have
do
no
have to
jokes.
now you do
I
have
have
to
no joke.
you have to embrace both sides because of the fact that we are seeing there was a lot of willing participation as much as there was the allegations of crimes. So with the willingness, you do open that door, especially because it's been made public to people having jokes and them being potentially true. That does what you chose to participate in. This is not to take away anything. I want to reiterate again for those that might try to take this out of context. Keep him well over there. Keep him. I am against Nick in this situation. There is no
No.
rehab for this situation.
Hey,
No
like I
rehab.
said to
Keep
y'all
him.
at the time, some people, I agree with y'all, are not coming back. They will be monitored
No
for the rest
rehab.
of their life. I said that.
Keep
I said
no
that at the time.
rehab, bro.
No
Yeah,
Keep
rehab.
him.
100%. Keep no rehabbing, but keep him there. That's my thing. Like, just
Nah,
don't let him out.
no
Just
rehab,
don't let him
man.
out.
He is too far
You
lost.
gotta rehab
20,
him. You can't.
23 and 1.
Too far lost.
23
He
and 1,
Incinerator.
my boy.
Incinerator.
But I do.
with you
I
being
do
a
want
willing
to.
participant in some of this, you open the door to a lot of this. I mean, what I'm saying that in we're all going to everybody paying attention to this. You're going to have to embrace that all of the doors are open.
I want to
So
ask.
trying to go about that, you're
That's
going to have to
that's
embrace
my
that.
thing, Ray. That's my thing. Everybody should come into this with embracing that all of the doors are open just because somebody is being charged with something. And yes, this is some nasty charges and some nasty stuff. That does not mean that the other people that are going to be on this stand were not willing participants sometimes. Two
I,
things can be true, but
I,
let's keep our minds open to uh, a lot of people were doing wrong. He wouldn't even be able to get away with a lot of this shit if there weren't other and extra parties doing wrong with him.
I wanted
So
to ask though. With that, I want to ask like because willing participant is being said. I want to ask just kind of because I'm not disagreeing with y'all in the sense like she said out of her own mouth some of this stuff I was intending to do, right?
yeah,
mhm.
for sure.
I want to ask though, like, we've talked about older men and younger women and power dynamics in these situations. So while while the I I would say more vulnerable party can have, like Ray said, can have an intention of like, yes, I was intending to do these things. Is there still not a reality where they're being taken advantage of, or like even though they may willingly be wanting to do something, is there still a situation where they're still being taken advantage of?
There
Yes.
could be. They say that's 50-50. There could be a chance that they're being taken advantage of. There could be a chance that they're just a willing participant.
It could be. They both can overlap too. And because in this case, we're casting
That's
shit
what
to
I'm
the.
at. Yeah, yeah,
I
that's
do
what I'm
think
saying.
Okay, and in
so.
that situation, I'm sorry. Let me finish it. In that situation, then they would be mutually beneficial, where they do overlap. Because if you are being taken advantage of, but you're also willing in the participation of being taken advantage of, that's a mutual partnership at that point. You know what's happening, and if you are aware of it, and you had because why I say that there might be a chance that they overlapped, and you were a willing participant because you felt like you had no choice. There might be a chance that they overlapped and you still had a choice, but you still engaged in it anyways because for the larger gain for you, possibly, it was better to take advantage of this situation.
Let me ask you. W-
Remember that last point though, Ray. Because I remember that last one you just made. Because I do like that. Remember that. Go ahead, Nick.
um, for hmm.
Don't like my stuff. Your number one fan won't appreciate that.
Shut up.
I'm crying.
Shut
Um, I would say in the sense like where they overlap, right? Like if okay, let me present this way, right? Stockholm syndrome, right?
Mhm.
Stockholm syndrome can make somebody be a willing participant in their own demise. Yes.
Yes.
Right. So if I'm applying that in an overlap, right, what would be the mutual beneficial or what would be the mutual benefit for the party that's playing into their own demise in that sense?
None if you're applying that. As if it
Yeah,
Okay.
applies.
that's if
Okay.
you're implying that.
Okay. I'm just that for me, that's kind of where like the willing participant thing gets a little sticky for me, only because I'm thinking about the fact of you've been involved with this man since you was 19 years old. This man is however many years your senior. This man has created an environment of control around you or controlling for you that I can't necessarily say, like, even if you felt like, hey, I was with it and I was going for whatever, for me, just in how I'm looking at it, it's like, I can
We
take you
do
at
got to
your word.
remember how this all
I,
started too, Nick. We got to remember how this all started.
what's up?
This all started because she wanted to further her music career.
Talk to me.
I,
What you mean?
At
See,
the
that's
at the
where I was
beginning
about
of
to
them
get there.
even
I was
at
about to
the
mention into
beginning
that, but
of
right.
their inception of their relationship, this begun with her being signed,
Mm-hmm.
her trying to attempt to further her music career, that not necessarily working out, and then her kind of moving into a different realm with Puff of like,
Let's see.
we doing this, but whole time in her mind, she's still trying, thinking in her brain, she's still trying to further her music career. Now, I'm gonna let you go, Ed, but there's kind of more layers than to just the fact of like if we're implying Stockholm, there's there were benefits for her to be around Puff, and I don't want to be as naive and say kind of like she wasn't smart enough to understand what she was participating in. If that's what I'm kind of alluding to.
Okay. Go ahead, Ev.
So what I was gonna say, so Ray, your last point when you were saying that it can go two different ways of the mutual benefits benefit of I lost it, excuse me. But your last point, what I was about to say is those two can still overlap in this situation of that mutual benefit for her
mhm.
because of the power dynamic of she's signed to him. And
Mm,
that's where it can
yes.
go in the wrong place because if it is true, he signed her to a 10 album deal.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
where the
Wicked
power
nasty
dynamic,
activity.
that's where that power dynamic goes where you're a willing participant by force. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's why I say they still overlap because that's the point you were making. You're a willing participant by force for that benefit, or you're a willing participant just for the benefit at whole. I think those two still overlap in this case because of that power dynamic. You were signed to a 10 album deal. We all know how the music business work. A 10 album deal, that's probably at minimum 5 years if you're pushing out one every 6 months.
Five.
I'm saying
Nigga,
at
that's your whole
fastest.
career.
Five. That's your whole
No, listen, no,
career.
no, 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 no,
That's your
no. Check me out,
lifetime.
check me out, check me out. That's what I'm saying is that if you try as fast as you can, that's one every 6 months. We talking about 2008. That was not happening anyway. So that is your entire career. So she's potentially a willing participant by force because this man now contractually has her tied in. Well, okay.
Good
Next
point.
step,
Good
next
point,
step.
Ev.
Rose says now we add a relationship into this dynamic. But the dynamic of you're assigned to my record label and I'm your businessman still exists as well. And that's where the age gap, the power dynamics, the manipulation, even the naivety of her, all of that plays in. And that's why I say those two overlap of you're trying to do your benefit of your music career, but you're now forced into these other things too because of the potential benefits of your music career.
And that's with the application of certain things, because a lot of this is where the door opens when you're saying the willing participation. It you wouldn't be far off in going the other route and saying, hey, we knew things about Puff before you tried to become an artist, and you knew these types of things or had been alleged about his character and everything else had been in the ether for a while, and you still participated. And there's nothing to say that she was forced. That's out right now. that's where it goes both ways. There's certain parts where she might have been forced. I'm not taking that away. There might have been other parts where, again, she knew what was going on.
The
And
I
the
would
was
say it's
force
willing to
harder
part,
than the
participate.
shows
the
are
force
forced.
part rate, and this
Now,
the
I got what
only
he's
part
saying
where
with
I do
being
want to
signed to
clean it up.
that, being
Only
signed to
part
this
I do want
label.
to clean
I
it up
got
is
that.
if there's a woman that's on drugs or inebriated and all that shit, that's one thing. And that's where people will start to get technical about
Yeah.
certain things. But if you finna take drugs and I'm finna take drugs and we are willing participants of this thing, I just look at it a little different. But that's the only part where I just want to stop you right there of like the willingness part. Because there were some times where there was like, I'm not
So,
1,000% sure. She
oh,
says
okay.
she
So let
just
me
waking
clean
up
up
and she
here.
don't remember nothing. And
No,
I
no.
don't
Let me
know.
clean up
I
here
don't
because
know.
I wasn't talking about those specific acts. When I was saying even signing to him, I'm talking about being around him in general. So
Oh
not
yeah.
every time they hung out was they were doing freak offs,
Oh
right?
yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That's
For
what
sure.
I'm getting. So I'm talking about being around him in general, and I get that he did try to track you down, and we got a survivor in Kid
Yeah, because
Cudi allegedly,
that's my
right?
bitch. Like,
Allegedly, we got a survivor, and day and nights were about to look different if Diddy would been able to pull off what he was trying to do, man.
that's
So
crazy.
it's crazy that he did it.
Facts.
What
But
what
that,
And
would
but,
then,
you
and then
but
think?
that's where
too,
I kind of like, I guess in a sense, I guess kind of push back a little bit with Ray. I guess in the sense of like, yes, these things were in the ether, but to Rose's point, most of the time, stuff is not uh criminally applicable, right? So if I'm looking at, there's rumors and all of these things, but nothing has necessarily been proven. Nobody's brought you up on charges, none of these things, and then I still get around you, and you can present yourself to not be a monster. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not necessarily to say
that's
why would you be around him in the first place? It's like I don't fault her for this nigga's one of the most successful music execs in the world.
for sure.
And then when you do sign to him and you start trying to get everything going, and then it turns into this, I wouldn't want to look at her later and be like, well, why was you over there in the first place?
Because what I said earlier, that so I'm a stand here in what I said. I started this off with saying there's too many times that you start to look like a duck, sound like a duck, whatever the case may be. By the time she got there was a lot of quacking. There was a
Uh,
lot of quacking. You had
I
the
it
mean,
was
Lox,
there
you
was
had
stuff
it was
Biggie, you
already
had
out
hearsay.
Craig
about
Mack,
Puff,
you had
but it
yeah,
wasn't.
you had the Jennifer Lopez situation with Shine and how he got hit. There was a lot of stuff out there
That's not
by
the
the
same
point to
thing, though.
say he looked like a duck to me. By
That's
the
not
time she
comparable.
came around, what do you mean it's not comparable? He's always around the situation. To if you keep being associated with these types of things as a thief, you were associated to be a thief.
I
You were
get what you're
associated to be
saying.
involved with the freak offs. You were associated to get people criminally hemmed up. You were associated with this at a high frequency publicly with a lot. There was a
But you
lot to
always
me.
got
You look,
away. You
But
always got away and
okay, yeah,
got through it scot free. So it's like you can
that
finagle
adds
that.
to what I'm saying.
No, but
I
I'm
get
saying,
what you're saying on that. I get what you're saying on that end.
That
But
yeah,
that's
what Nick
also
you just
like
said, that adds to what I'm
that's
saying.
also like if niggas be like, man, that boy Ray be outside just killing shit. And then we become his friend and we start to think like, damn, Ray a good nigga. It's no way he outside just smoking shit. Then we finally watch him smoke somebody like, damn, I can't
oh,
believe he would do something
oh,
like that.
you know what I mean? Because it's like I've never seen that from you.
I've never seen that.
I've never
But see,
seen that
that's
from you.
but that falls under the thing of naivety. Like that's being naive.
And a
Like
19-year-old would be.
yeah, 1,000%. And but like she's not the only one of we saw even with all this alleged stuff going on, there's still women that want to continue to be with Sean. Because you get the young Miami shit after that. You get the Asian girl. You get all of these other women because there's
Which
something
Empowered.
to gain.
Power. Yeah,
which
power.
Yeah.
that
There's
and at that
something
point,
to
that's what I'm
gain
Proximity to
saying.
from
power.
this
That
situation.
and that's why I said the doors are wide open,
But
because
I don't.
at the same time, just what Rose just said, at the same time, you knew this and still signed up for it. So you can
Yeah.
argue naivety. I'm not taking that away. You can argue the naive side. You can also argue it was enough there for you to say, oh man, that's a crazy amount of
What?
allegations.
Hold
I'm
on,
gonna
wait.
try it out.
Ray, let me ask you this question. What's the naivety side for you? The signing with Diddy or the relationship with Diddy? Which one?
I
Both?
both engaging with him.
Now, because the reason I would say is because you got to think this is that album, her first album, them hits come out 06. So they probably are in touch 04, 05.
Okay.
She's a minor then, and this is the age with social media. Ain't all that like to this degree.
How old was she during that time? Can we clean that up? How old
She
was she
was
during that
she
time when
was
she
in
signed?
06. She was 20, 19 turning 20. She was born in
When is she?
86.
So she signed with him in 04? Is that what you're
I,
saying?
I'm her first album came out in 06. So I'm just thinking about the timelines of music back then. It would have to probably be 04, 05 when they getting involved of the business relationship. Just because, and I'm talking about because of how timelines were 20 years ago musically. It
Right, right.
wasn't immediately you sign and you a week later getting out. You know what I'm saying? Because they actually wanted to build their artists. So that's what I'm saying. You got to think social media and how it played back then. And she's a potentially a minor. She doesn't know that stuff probably. So
Mm,
she probably doesn't know those allegations of stuff he's
she
done in
probably,
his prior
I see,
days.
and I would like this. I don't want to say she does or does not, because one thing you do
That
know
part.
what happens in the
Okay.
industry as well is that there are conversations that float around that motherfucker that are not privy to the public, especially when you're attempting to sign to somebody. You do your homework. You don't just sign off the whim of like, oh, I'm just signing to this person and I know nothing about him. Puff has been a
Mm-hmm.
public figure since the early 90s. Like this isn't new information. So, I would
And,
just hope
and
that as things do begin to come out further, because there will be more things and it will get worse.
Yeah, we're gonna cover it. We'll keep covering this
We
case,
gonna
just so
continue to
y'all know.
cover it.
Yeah.
I want to deal in with this case specifically, and some of this stuff is we made our own jokes on the side or whatever, but I do want to deal in fact when we do speak about this case. Let's deal in fact and not just be like, oh, this nigga is a fucking monster, because I know there were things to gain with other
hold
people
on.
being
I'm gonna
around during
follow up.
this
I'm gonna
situation,
follow up. Let me
and
follow
is
up first.
akin to the R. Kelly situation where a lot of these people knew a lot of this shit and they let this shit go on. So like
I
we
got
gotta just deal in fact. That's all I'm gonna say.
And and so I want to build off of that because that's part of the reason why I walked us down this path in the first place. Is I'm of the stance, and this is just me. I don't like this time frame we're in where we are diagnosing mental disorders just freely.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So whether it be Stockholm syndrome, whether it be narcissism, whether it be any of them type of things, I don't like that we're comfortable just assessing those things freely, especially if it's just to validate a point that you feel about.
That's a
We're
fact.
already engaging in the aspect that there's a lot of information we do not know. There's probably in 9 times out of 10 more information that we don't know than we do know.
Absolutely.
Especially
So
in
if you're
this case.
so if you're covering a large majority of the unknown by assessing certain mental disorders, and this goes for any situation, that's the part where it's just like, okay, are you fitting a narrative or are you actually assigning the details that are going on? So if we already say 90% is unknown, stop trying to stop. I don't, let's move away from the era of just saying there's this mental disorder at play when you do the actual study and fact research to show that these are small percentages of accuracies of when this order is even
Yeah,
assessed in the first place by
I don't
professionals, and
I
we're
don't even
talking
want to
usually
call it a
less than
mental
5%.
disorder. Because
yeah.
No, I'm
if
talking
you
mental,
looking at
mental dis
if you're looking
anything.
at this situation specifically, if you want to call it for what it is, a lot of this shit was people being in drug fueled rages.
That too.
Like power
I'm
is one thing, but nobody has ever sat down and said, but because this was never said in public and what people didn't understand, Puff is a drug addict.
And let's
He's
expand
a
beyond
drug
that.
addict. And if you
Expand
look
beyond that.
inside, the transcripts, they said he OD'd right around the time when Whitney Houston OD'd. And they took him he had to go to the hospital. Bro, he is
mm,
a drug
A-
addict. When you are on
And let's
drugs
expand
and
beyond that.
opioids every single day, yeah,
I wanna
now your brain chemistry
Uh,
don't work the
But
same.
within
But he a
within
drug addict.
context too, if we expanded just beyond them, this applied to almost everybody that was there. We have all race, creeds, colors, and genders in this situation. This wasn't just him and her situation. The freak offs did sometimes involve way more people. His parties involved all of these drugs. His parties involved all different calibers of type of people, from those that were just trying to get out all the way to some of the richest of the
But that's
rich
not
people that
saying
have been
everybody
around.
was doing drugs. So let's
I
make
wanna
that
No,
be
I'm
clear
not. I'm
too.
not saying that, but I'm saying his lifestyle
Go
incorporated a
ahead.
lot of that. We do have people coming out saying that these parties did also include a lot of those people. This is, participants that have been there. So the context of what a lot is going on while this relationship with Miss Ventura was going on, kind of weaves in and out. So there's so many things to apply here before we could just make it acute in certain situations, is what I'm saying.
I'm almost end here on my last point. And this is just for me. I'm not saying this is how anybody else has to look at it. The video that I saw of him beating Cassie in that hotel room, that man is a monster. And that's where I end that for me. Like I understand what you're saying as far as like, let's not just take the allegation and put blanket monster on his name. I'm saying from some of the evidence that I've seen, I'm comfortable calling that man a monster.
You can also
Wait,
call him a
And
monster.
and I want to, and I, real quick, and I want to also say
don't call
too.
him a blanket monster.
No, what Rose was saying, like, let's not look
Oh.
at the allegation itself and just use that to blanket call him a monster.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
But I also want to say this too, though. Just because there are multiple willing participants or mad people that are willing to overlook a motherfucker being wild does not make them any less of a monster. It just calls out the monster in those other people as well. It just brings that to the surface for me. That's how I look at it.
That's
I
fair
agree
too.
with it.
And
I
I
say
will
don't call
say
him a
in regards
monster.
to that video, it just goes back to the part where I said people did not understand that Puff is a drug addict, and if he might have been up for 3 straight days on just drugs, wilding. And I'm not saying that doesn't make you any less of a monster, but we have seen when people have drug disorders and have those type of issues, that's some of the shit that happens. And I wish that somebody probably would have attempted to get him help, but you know what I'm saying? Using the word monster, if we want to talk about mental health and we want to talk about stuff correctly,
That's fair. That's fair.
That kind of plays into it. And
fair.
It's empathy for all parties.
Yeah,
When motherfuckers is tweaking and everybody tripping. Yeah, empathy for her, but get that nigga some help too, for sure.
Get him some help, but you can still be a monster while needing help.
For sure.
And
Two
I may
things
not
can
call
be
him.
true. I'm not saying it's
I may
any
not.
less of
And
it.
what I'm saying, I may not call him a monster. That man was people. That man was something monsters are afraid of. Whatever's worse than monster, you always assign the term.
A
Yeah.
My
demon.
nigga was holding
He is
over
there.
balconies, tweaking.
You know what I'm saying? He is there. He is
On
way
drugs.
past monster, bro. Like,
Yeah.
nah, man. And because in a lot of this, we want to keep reemphasize, or I will. I think Nick said the same thing. Ev on the same page. Rose, I believe. Keep him. I don't want this conversation to get lost in translation.
Yeah.
Keep him
Yeah.
underneath the jail that's underneath the jail. Keep him.
And I feel that. How familiar are y'all with people that and this is a separate conversation a little bit, and we could get off the Puff thing. How familiar are y'all with people that are addicted to drugs
Very.
and are on drugs
Very,
consistently?
yeah. Very.
Now, when you around somebody like that,
They
you
tweak.
probably have seen, but they tweak out, number one. And have you seen both sides of them where you be like, hey, this is you cool. Like when you not on that shit. And then when you on that shit, you turn into a completely different person. Am I wrong in that statement?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Now, can you see how in this type of thing where I guess where it would be like Puff when he's not on drugs could be charming, could be one of those people that people love to be around and those parties and people fuck with him heavy. And then when he get alone and get on these drugs and stay up for 3-4 straight days and be straight fucking tweaking, and then you get a whole different animal, a monster, as we would say.
I think
we try to get help for those people, and this person needs help too. I'm not saying that to. I'm just saying
to alleviate, right? Yeah. I get what you're saying because it makes sense, and it actually makes me have to address my own assessment of like rehabilitation and all of that stuff too. Because again, it's like it's a situation where like for sure you can see somebody not on drugs and they the most warm, cool, everything is love, like brilliant, my best friend to be around, and then you get off that lick or you get off that whatever, and I've never seen you know what I mean? And it's like so. For sure. I definitely think this is a very, very bad case of just unchecked power for way too long. Unchecked power, like and having the luxury and the access to just be able to wield this power however you want unchecked. I think 30 years of that gets you here. Same thing with R. Kelly, same thing with Bill Cosby.
That's what success breeds. Success breeds that. Too much success. It's because people stop telling you no. People stop telling you no when you that successful. you're not getting told no anymore. All the barriers to entry fall down for you
That's
when you're
fair.
that successful.
That's
And I
fair.
think that coincides with what Nick said about with unchecked ego too, because nobody will tell you
You
no.
bugging. Yeah, you
Yeah,
wild.
nobody will tell you that.
Yeah,
When
everybody
somebody
just
run a
thinks
successful record label and make millions, close to billions of
billions.
dollars, successful clothing line, successful liquor brand, it's like everything who's finna tell him no?
Yeah, yeah, and I think that goes to, I think that just goes to like call for the people that's around to have
A
to
thousand
have more,
percent.
you know what I'm saying, to have more confidence and more just empathy and, you know, like care for the rest, for the people that they around. Like I don't give a damn
Yeah.
if Donald Trump in my motherfucking face, you're bugging, you're wilding,
And
you're out of
we
pocket,
say that
you know.
externally through not being around in those spaces. This
Mhm.
that's your character. Now we don't
Mhm,
know if our characters would change. Let's say you got $500 million, or even the people that's above Puff. Like
mhm.
these people have something to gain for not telling him no, which is collecting more money.
Collecting more
I
money
get to
off.
continue to make more money as well and feed my family. So I'm not gonna say nothing about some of this shit that I see because I got something to gain from it too. Everybody got something to gain, so everybody kind of wrong.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I think I think everybody
Not
has to.
Cassie in this case. I just want to make
Right,
sure that I'm
right,
saying
right,
it
Yeah.
right.
right.
100%,
Yeah,
100%.
you know what I
Thank
mean.
you,
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, thank you
yeah.
for clearly. Thank you. But yeah, yeah, man. I prayers to everybody involved. 100%. Diddy, I hope you get some help. I genuinely hope you get some help. I hope you get the help that you need. I hope that you pay the price you deserve for anything that you actually did do. Cassie and to her husband, I hope y'all get the help that y'all need to work through these times. I hope this doesn't interfere with the pregnancy or anything like that. Like it's so much in this that it's just like, dog, I'm gonna continue to watch, but like I'm just hoping for the best, man. I hope everybody.
Let me ask one more question.
What's up?
What do you believe happens if Diddy gets out of this?
It's gonna be hell to pay.
Yeah, I think if he gets out of this like kind of like scot free in a way, and is, you know, reinstated with all of his, I don't know, it depends, because if they find him not guilty, I think that gives all of the people that may have covered this up or looked the other way and all of that kind of like, you know, like, cool, I'm finna go fuck with my mans again type of thing. Like give with the free conscience of it. See, I think I think that could reinforce very terrible stereotypes, to be honest. I think that could reinforce, like, yeah, I think that could start. I mean, not start because we already kind of in a wave of like wickedness when it comes to women's rights, but I think that'll just exacerbate it
Because
worse.
I'm only asking that question because they did offer him at the beginning. They did offer him a
Offer
plea
him a
deal,
plea.
and he
Yeah, he said
didn't
nah.
take it.
And
So
I think I think that's a lot of ego. I think Puff is one of them to where
maybe
it's like
not.
a 10
Maybe
year.
not. He has the best lawyers in the world. They would have sat down and assessed that situation, and they would have told him like, "Hey,
And
do you?
I could
I
see
think we
Puff.
can beat this motherfucker."
I could see Puff sitting down. I could see it both ways. I could see him sitting down and being like, I'm not signing shit. I'm not getting no I'm hey, they got you dead to rights and you might need to sign this. And he being like, fuck y'all. I'm Puff. So you know,
Puff,
I can see it go either way.
You know, some people they
if
want to go out
Puff,
on their shield.
Type, yeah, you know.
Yeah,
if Puff get out, Man on the Moon 4 is going to be a literal album of a
All
soundtrack to what
righty.
happened.
So Tory
moving
Lanez.
on.
Tory Lanez, y'all.
Bro,
Tory
You sick,
Lanez,
bro.
like I don't understand what your beef with
it's
Kid Cudi
Where's
is.
for Cuddy? They blew up
I
my
don't have
son.
it
Car.
be prayers for Cuddy. If that man gets out, Man on the Moon 4 is going to be dropped,
He got to
and it's
start
going to be
dissing.
a soundtrack
Yeah,
to a
yeah,
real
he
life,
gonna have
He
to
because
got to
for
man,
start
sure.
dissing. And the Cuddy
because
part, man,
you
they
living on a
said
run.
he sat down with Diddy and Cassie. It said, "Yo, what about my car?" Nigga said, "What car?"
Oh, see, that's
Insanity.
crazy.
Like,
Because
come
y'all
on,
think I'm
man.
saying
Come
that
on.
Cuddy dropping that. That's gonna be the name of the album that Diddy drop. If he get outside, he's
Stop,
making
dog.
Man on the Moon 4. He making
Stop,
Man on the
bro.
Moon 4, and it's
He
gonna
gonna
be a
go to the
soundtrack to
moon.
it.
He
That's
gonna
what I'm
go to the
saying.
moon
He about to take you take Buddy up to that moon.
with Elon and all of them. Like, yo,
Yeah.
Man,
put me on the
what?
shuttle.
Man on the
Oh
Moon 4
man.
gonna be different.
I'm
He
finally
All
different.
right.
free. I got my
He
car.
bro,
All right. All right.
Hey,
Tory
yo.
Lanez.
bro.
Tory
He
Lanez.
different.
Tory
Speaking of
Lanez.
another man that was too ignorant, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Diddy might have just ignored what the lawyer said in the same way about the dude that we about to talk about. Diddy might have just said, "Nah, I hear y'all." Nah.
So over the last week, it was reported from Tory Lanez Instagram account, which I don't know about that. But it was reported that Tory Lanez was allegedly stabbed, what, like 14 times or something like that?
Yeah.
He was stabbed allegedly 14 times. They're alleging that his lungs collapsed and that he was put on a breathing apparatus. He's off the breathing apparatus and recovering, and everything is fine. There was a story that came out in relation to this. I'm not sure if it's true or not. It's just the only thing I've seen in relation, where they're saying the reason he was stabbed was because he was being disrespectful to an inmate or an inmate's wife on the inside. Another news with Tory Lanez, a bodyguard that guards Kelsey has said that he overheard her saying that she shot the gun in the car or that night or whatever. I would just like to say there's something called hearsay, and hearsay is not admissible in a courtroom. That statement was not made in a courtroom, and that trial and all of that is over. So that man is gonna sit and do his time. If this did happen to him, I hope he recovers. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't wish this on nobody. But that also, you're in prison, so you might want to choose your battles like very carefully and how you move and how you act, because that is the reality of prison. Folks will run down on you and kill you. That's what I said with Tory Lanez situation. What y'all got?
The story of what you referring to of why he got stabbed in the first place was kind of you know, it seems very Tory-ish, you know,
Right.
about you.
For those that don't know, yeah, they were at visitation allegedly. There's all alleged. We don't know if this is. They was at visitation. He tried to flirt with one of the inmates' wives. She was uncomfortable, and she said something to her husband. And Tory is back on the yard or on the tier talking about, I'm a F his wife because she like black men, and just being a dickhead.
And we're not talking about any just inmate here. We talking about nigga with two bodies.
Yeah.
Who also
allegedly.
Not allegedly.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
He has a
confirmed.
ridiculous
He's a
case.
lifer.
Yeah,
He's
confirmed lifer.
No operation or no opportunity for parole. Lifer.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a ridiculous case. Before y'all do just want to shoot niggas money and shit.
Yeah,
if you go look at his
don't
case,
shoot
that
him
case is disgusting. He's supposed to be in there for a really long time. In regards to this Tory thing, I'm not gonna speak too long about this, man. You have through whatever happened, you have made your bed and you're gonna lay in it. If you're able to get an appeal and you're able to get back in front of a judge and maybe some things, some different evidence comes up and you happen to be able to present something different, then that's a different story. I wish that the actual video footage that came out of this situation and that we could put all of this shit to bed, because now we're just running into a whole bunch of fucking hearsay, which is exhausting.
We might hold on. We might have a cleanup right live in real time. So I'm looking at it. And the question I Googled, can a case be reopened if new evidence is found specifically in California? Because if I remember correctly, this is a state charge, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So the answer is yes. A criminal case in California can be reopened if new evidence is found. Specific details and factors to can be considered in court. Courts will consider whether the new evidence could not have been obtained with reasonable diligence prior to the trial, is not merely cumulative or corroborative of existing evidence, or would likely result in a different verdict or lighter sentence. I don't think this would be hearsay. We were waiting for his testimony. Then I don't know how that
I don't think this is.
corroborates.
I don't think this is that. I don't think this is that bodyguard. I don't think this is that bodyguard.
This is not that bodyguard.
It's not that
This isn't
bodyguard.
the same
This is.
Then
bodyguard that
clarify.
was in the car.
So why is he talking? Then clarify that for me.
That's the whole. That's why this doesn't make any. That's why it's not. That's why it's a non-story, because it's like this is a bodyguard that's specific to her that is saying at another time I heard her oversay this. Like, dog. So what?
Okay.
But a lot of this
This
stuff
is
will
the
be able to
bodyguard
be
that
put
was
to
there.
bed if the fucking video would just come out. If you're able to get an appeal, we need to see the video. Like, whoever had that video on Ring camera, just produce the evidence, and all this shit can go to bed, bro. And that's my thing. I don't really have anything else to say on that topic.
It's the bed for
Tory,
me. It's the bed for me. That boy got found guilty. It's the bed.
Y'all,
It's
y'all,
over.
y'all had me thinking we was talking about something like the dude was there.
Nah,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
But,
what
but that's why I was.
entertaining this.
That's why I said it was here. I'm like, let's
What?
just get this out the way. Like, move
Yeah.
that to the side because that doesn't matter.
Now,
Ev, what
hold
was
on.
your
I
take?
want to
Yeah, go ahead.
say, so first about the stabbing. Peace to man. Hope he feels better. But capping your raps. No one gets stabbed 14 times, punctures both lungs. They are collapsed, and they're taken off the breathing apparatus the next day and are talking fine. Capping your raps.
No,
Cap
I
in
spoke to
your
a
raps.
medical
I don't know.
professional.
God is real.
That's yeah. From some of the people that at least I know work in the medical field, when I asked, they said there is a possibility of that. Like once you get incubated, I don't know the full terminology, but they broke it
Man,
down. They said there is a possibility of that.
we only got one account, and that's from an Instagram ran by his people.
Yeah, that's where I'm
Cap.
like, I don't know. We'll see. Like, if it did happen, bro. If it did happen,
That's it's
get
just
well
because
soon.
everybody, because especially in this situation, people want to dramatize it to make him feel even more like a victim. That's what I'm
Niggas said
saying.
Tory was trying to build lore type shit.
Yes, like that's what I'm
crazy.
saying. That's what it's cap. Like no,
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I believe the
crazy.
14, but I don't believe. Oh, you on a breathing machine. Both of them are punctured. All this, and the next day, oh no, he's perfectly back talking fine without it. All
They
that.
woke up like
Nah, bro.
you're.
Yay,
You're-
popping.
The story grows type shit.
Nah,
type
bro.
shit. Right? What was your take on this, Joe?
Man, y'all got me talking about some nonsense. I thought this was the actual security guard in the car, bro. Like,
No,
man,
man.
I'm over here
Nah.
thinking we got a real
All's in the
conversation.
hearsay, man.
I'm googling it. Man, what? Why are we talking about the mans of a man's that heard around the way? Like,
Yeah, bro.
what are we doing, bro?
I'm hoping
They
this
did a
case
press
put to
conference for
bed,
this.
dog.
Yes, bro.
They did a
Ridiculousness.
press conference for this.
Yeah,
Tired
man.
of hearing about all of this.
Ridiculous.
So-
do you
so-
have any take on the stabbing? Because I'm with you. I don't want to talk about that bullshit.
Man, bro, stay out of jail so you don't have to teach a man how to squabble. Like, watch your mouth, bro. I don't everything that I've been saying on this pod. Do better in the community. Watch your mouth. Stay over there in your lane and mind your business. If he was saying something crazy to do, I don't even know what you have to prove in this situation, Tory. You trying to get out. Why are you antagonizing situations to where you may not make it out? Your dad out here screaming, blaming Jay-Z and everybody else. You in here trying to run down on somebody else. This is not Travis Scott out on the tour bus where you got security. This isn't anybody that you was rolling like, bro. You were hemmed up.
You are in
with
prison.
Goons.
You are in prison with them
goons.
ones, with them folks.
I said they got a place. They got a place for all the tough niggas with other tough
You feel
niggas.
me?
Yeah. You gonna sit up with all the other tough guys, and we gonna see who the toughest.
You in an environment with
7 paces, turn around, nigga.
You feel me? You got tried and confirmed assassins, doomsday bringers, reapers floating around your presence.
You talking
dog.
crazy? Like, nah, man. Be smart.
Because it's almost different. Let me put it this way.
Read the room.
On the outside, he tried to run the
That's
yard.
where real quick. That's Big Sean. Let me clean this up. Big Sean, I'm gonna move your verse spot
Associating
in
Big
this
Sean back
in the
while we're
cipher.
in the
Hold
middle of
on.
talking about Tory is crazy.
But I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why, because he said in the freestyle, you don't want to be one of them niggas that read the room wrong. And here we are, like, dog, you in prison. Talking to folks crazy in prison only gonna go one of two ways.
Because there's some sick and deranged.
It's gonna go one of two ways.
Look at the dude that stabbed him, a sick and deranged individual.
Come on, man. So yeah, that's what I got on Tory. Be smarter. Just like,
or don't.
And find out. Like, because
or don't. Be tough, man.
What are you doing?
Be you. Be you. Be
You
you.
know,
Whatever that means. Whatever that means.
This man must genuinely think he coming home and he gonna rap about this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I squabbled with him in prison type stuff. It's like, bro,
he did a verse. Rap about it. He gonna rap about it
in prison. He did a verse the other day. Yeah, he gonna put out an album on the phone.
Did y'all hear what Rose said?
No.
Oh wait.
Sorry, nigga. I'm trying to come home.
Oh my.
Shout out to Push. Shout out to Push. Oh man.
He don't even have nobody to tell on.
Hey
Yeah, it
man,
was just you. It was just, but
Yeah.
you know what? And let's. I'm
you
glad
should
you
have
said that.
released
I'm
the
glad you said.
memoir right after
I'm
the
glad you
stabbing.
said
You
that.
You
didn't
should
take
have
the
had the Tory
pen.
memoir.
I'm glad you said
What are
that.
you
For all of the people out there, if you are on trial and you are looking at 10 plus years or just any type of time, whatever you got going on, that is not the time to invoke street rules in the courtroom and say, you know what? I'm gonna take the code of silence because that's what real niggas do.
That's what
You're
they
an
do.
idiot. You're an
Hey,
idiot.
That's what they
You're an
do.
idiot. Go tell
A
them
lot of these
folks
niggas.
whatever didn't happen and clear your name up. I don't even understand. Like, what are we talking? If you didn't do nothing, you need to say that. Don't spend that time. Oh, yeah, bro. I'm gonna just kick back and let it ride. Because when you catch that 10 piece that he caught, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing. You had the opportunity to go sit up on that stand. Yes, I tried to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, whole truth. So help me God. She shot her. She shot her. That wasn't me. I ain't shooting nobody. If we gonna keep it tall, which you protecting folks, or you protecting folks with immunity. Go,
What are
come
you
on, man.
doing?
Go on
What
somewhere.
are you what are you
Stupid,
doing, man?
idiot, dummy. Go sit
This
down and take that time because that's
you,
clearly what you wanted. That's what you wanted to do. Go sit down, man. Fuck out of
today
here.
you got stabbed. Tomorrow they gonna turn you into your own chicks tape. Like what are you doing in there, bro? Stop.
Do we have questions, Ray? Do you
Stop.
have questions from the
That is
ladies?
you
crazy.
always you
Because you
just
on different
always
type of time today.
you
Do you
just
have
always
questions?
man.
Do we have questions from the ladies or questions from the audience this week, brother? Because my goodness,
Always, man.
they finna turn you into it.
Into a
Always.
chicks
Oh,
tape.
bro.
Is crazy.
Like,
That's nuts.
That might
I
be the
don't
first clip.
understand.
That might be the first clip for the week. You might have just that's insanity. What? My
I'm
gosh.
just saying, man. I'm just saying. All right. So we do got questions. Let me gather myself, man.
Yeah,
Tori,
get
what you
yourself
saying?
together. Get yourself
Let me gather
together,
myself,
man. My
dog. Let me
goodness.
gather myself. All right, so I have a I think semi-serious question, and hopefully y'all can elaborate on this. But there were a series of Ask the Ladies from the Keep It Clean podcast, and we got some questions back. And a question that I saw repeated, and that has a little bit of detail, is can and should a man be best friends with his girl? That was the first part of the question.
Okay. I'll say yes.
Can and
Yeah.
should.
Of course,
Can
yeah.
you?
Go ahead,
Yes.
finish.
Should you be? I would say, yeah. I would think so. I don't think that has to
Okay.
be our only, but I think she should be one of. Yeah.
Okay, Ev.
I was gonna say yeah, can, should. I was gonna say it depends. I was gonna say if you saying your only best friend, I would say no.
Yeah, no, not only, but one
If you
of.
have multiple best friends, I would say yes, she should absolutely be one of them. But if you saying
Okay.
like one and only, fuck no.
Okay, Rose.
Can, yeah, should, uh, should. I don't know. That should be that should be your friend, obviously. But best friend, I see some conflict there. So
Okay.
I
So
don't know about that.
because I'm on the side of can. Should she be your best friend? Nah, bro. Nah,
She
I'm with
shouldn't
Rose.
be.
So
She
should
shouldn't
she?
be.
No.
Well, okay,
So we
why
got
not?
2 and 2. We got 2 and 2. So I was gonna ask
Yeah,
y'all,
we got Nevo and the
y'all both
R&R
saying yes.
boys. What we doing?
The
We got
R&R boys is back. It looks like we
R&R
outside,
boys is
bro.
back.
R&R boys is back.
So
It might get wet.
why do you say shouldn't?
There's some things that I believe your girl being your best friend as a should put certain requirements on situations where there could just be an understanding the relationship that it is doesn't have to mean us being best of homies, because it could depend on the relationship of when y'all knew each other versus like other homies that you would consider best friends. It could be your viewpoint on things. It could be a business transaction in this current situation. I don't see the should part.
I would say in the should, I'm of the belief that like should outweigh love. Right? Like
Yeah.
love is cool. Love will get you through, but the like is how you remain like in tune and present and all of that. And I think in that person being your best friend or one of your best friends I think if you're that camaraderie that you build with your partner as a best friend, I think that because there's times where the relationship might be, rocky, and y'all can kind of fall on that and get back to where y'all supposed to be, right? Like if y'all don't have that foundation, for me at least, if y'all don't have that foundation, it's going to be a lot more difficult to work through some of those moments where the relationship shit isn't as A1 as it could be. Like it's times in my relationship where, the relationship itself might be rocky, but like we can still connect on the friend piece to where it can give us a light back to the path. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
That boy's listening to Marcus Wiley. Okay, I
I
understand.
don't listen to no Marcus Wiley, brother. I don't.
Yeah, you have. We talked. What are you talking about? We talked about that. But if you say so, if you say so, but no, I think the should part implies that it has to happen, and that your relationship won't work if you are not best friends. You can. I agree with that.
No. I
I think
don't.
it should come.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm
gonna let
I'm not
Rose
saying
answer
it.
too because he was over here.
Yeah.
What you got for it? And let Ev go.
I just think that the best friendship is a conflict. Like, I guess in some relationships there needs to be a certain like extra space as far as the best friend, because man, I got best friends, bro, like that I'm gonna tell everything to in a certain way where it's like I can be super candid and super open. I just don't believe there's some things that I should not be telling my partner as far as the best friend aspect goes. And it's just it's a type of friendship, yeah, like, but best, I think that is held in a different regard for me.
So
So
y'all hold things back from y'all partners.
for sure. Yeah. 1,000%. I'm
I
definitely
think
holding shit
everybody
back.
does. I think every single person does.
I don't
I'm
even know
Everybody.
why
holding
you
shit
asked
back.
that
Not
question.
only just for me, but for you too.
Everybody.
I don't
I'm
even know why
holding
you asked
shit
that
back.
question, bro.
I was just checking the room. I'm just checking the temperature. That's all. I'm just checking the room. That's it.
Pillow talking only goes so far, bro. I don't even know why you asked that question, man.
I'm not telling about Shorty and asking my number at the mall. I feel you. I'm with it. Like it's certain
Yeah.
stuff is
It's
not
certain things that need to
necessary.
stay
Not
interpersonal.
necessary to just put that in there. I'm not signing my name on the bullet. I'm cool. I'm with you. I
Especially
feel
if you
you.
didn't ask for it. Like,
Yeah, I didn't ask for this shootout. I'm cool. I wasn't. I was chilling. But I do think. I mean, yes, I'm with you, Rose. I think there are times where everything isn't necessary, but I don't tell my best friends everything. You know what I mean? Like you been my mans for 14 years. Things about me you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like,
I mean, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like we don't
Yeah.
know. Like I don't know everything about you. And I don't
Nah,
know if I want to. You dig what I'm saying?
I
Like,
don't think you
So
should.
you feel what I'm saying?
so
So
that kind of
I relate that in the same way with the relationship. Like, we don't have, like, just because we're not expressing every single thing that we think or feel to one another doesn't make us any less of best friends.
Nah, but I
okay.
do got some people that I may tell everything to.
For sure. Same.
That way is because I need to either A, get this shit up off my chest, or B, like I need a different party to be like, oh no, nigga, you tripping. Like
Yeah. I'm
you
with
know
you
what I'm
for sure.
saying?
now,
With your girl, that
hold on, Ray.
dynamic a little different because y'all fucking like
And I would say that does that also bring in a different of it where your lover isn't your confidant.
for
The-
sure.
So what you expressing is that because
I'm
Let's
what
not
you
go, Ed.
confine,
confiding in
what you explaining is the best friend that you tell everybody to. That's who you
doing
confide. Wait, what do you say?
I'm not confiding in you.
So, oh shit.
Ray,
But
what's your
that's just
stance on
Talking
that?
me.
about
That's just
Ray,
me.
what's your stance on that, Ray? The married man in the room. What's your stance on that, brother?
Should your lover be your confidant?
Yes.
No.
Where you be on your chance to
Okay.
rap and shit?
Put us on.
No.
Put us on game. Put us on game. What's
No. No, dog. Because in any of the situations, man, any situation for me, in seriousness, and jokes is separate. Seriousness, there's some things I can't tell you, dog, because I ain't gonna implicate you like that. And so on some jokes and possible seriousness, you do know enough about me that if I piss you off enough, mm-mm,
I'm not
There you
giving you
go.
the ammo.
No ammo.
I got you. Okay.
You're not gonna use
Okay.
this against
I'm
me.
with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm
You
with you.
start telling
Okay.
all about your feelings. Y'all
I'm
get
acting
too
just
old.
like-
You a
myself.
hoe.
You acting just like your father.
Soft ass nigga.
If y'all
You
haven't
get the
learned,
tweaking.
look,
Soft
let
as
me
hell.
let me keep it clean. Let me keep it clean for all you
You gonna be
married
tough
and
with them
unmarried
niggas.
people. You feel me? Let me keep it very clean with you. If you have not realized that in 2025 there's a strong chance that woman you are talking to is just a free intern for the CIA and the research that they be doing, you need guidance, bro. I ain't saying.
Yeah. If you
nothing.
to the brothers out there, if you got a woman, that is your personal FBI agent. I'm just letting you know now. She got you clocked. She got the timestamps. She got the locations, the geolocator. She got the triangulator, the whole thing, brother. It's up for you.
And
She
if
got
it piss
eyes
off
in the
enough,
skies and on the
she's
ground.
Dexter.
And she tapped that phone. So just you know what I mean? Like it's the whole
Hey,
she gonna tap
Stop
that.
sharing your location, fellas. Stop sharing your location.
I share mine. I share my location. I
Yeah.
definitely share
work.
mine. I share mine and she share hers. I need to know what's going on. Something get the popping, I'm pulling right on up. But yeah,
okay,
I ain't,
so
something
okay,
happened, it
right
already
off of
happened.
there, right off of there.
yeah, and I
That
need to
kinda
know where
goes
you at
into
so
the
I can
other
get to
part.
what's going on.
If something happened, it already happened.
Yeah, I feel you, and I need to
Yeah,
know
where you
where things are where things are happening, so I can go ahead and.
12 gonna locate you. You good?
Nah, I'm not
You safe?
putting my baby's life in the hands of the state. You got that. You got
Okay,
that.
so that kind of spins into the second part of
My
what
tax dollars
the
gotta
other
work
part of the
with.
question is.
Shit,
So
me. The tax dollars is with them niggas in that courtroom, brother. You know what's going on.
so I asked the question for clarity in one of the groups I'm in that they followed up with this question, and so I said, can we be clear here? Can you have one person that's best friends with the other, but it not be the same for them? Would that fly? Like she
So,
call she call you
her best friend, but you not.
but
That's
you
not how you
don't say
look
that
at
about
her.
her.
I think it can work for as long as she doesn't feel no type of way about it, or as long as the other person that's more invested don't feel no type of way about it. Like I think once that starts becoming apparent, and once they may start feeling insecurities about it, I think that's
Baby,
a
invest in
problem
yourself.
waiting to happen.
Invest in your relationship for sure.
You.
I would say first
Invest in
off,
yourself.
The R&R boys was outside today. I see what happened.
yeah.
This was that episode 13. Y'all got active. I see what's going on.
So I'm gonna say
See.
I'm kind of weirded out with that question because I'll be real. How does that question even come up of like knowing we're each other's best friends? Like when do
Give
in a
me that
relationship
Hallmark
y'all
bag,
had it?
Ev.
When do y'all no, I'm asking that
Give me
because
that
like
Hallmark bag.
no, I'm asking this as a, like, what the fuck? Like when does that come up? Like, oh baby, I love you, we best friends, right? When like how does that
When she
come
about to
up?
tell you some bullshit.
How does like that's why I'm told. So that's why I asked
When she
where
about to tell you some bullshit.
if one of them say, and so that's why I asked like where is that I'm cool with it thing coming from? Because like I don't even know.
Hey, you know I love you, right? You know you're my best friend, right?
Because now, oh wait, I am.
No, I think
Word,
I would say, I mean,
that's crazy.
for me as a boyfriend and best friend, I would say that was like a kind of known conversation. Like we was already cool. So it's like you my nigga. Like prior to us dating, it was like you my nigga, like you my man's, like you really my dog type shit. And then as you start dating, it's like that only furthers. So it wasn't never like a moment of like, yo, you my best friend, right? It was like we had already established that. We had already established that play.
But see, but that's what I'm wondering because I'm saying that's how does it come up where that situation?
That sounds crazy. I ain't gonna hold
you
you.
my best friend, but
If Shorty pulled up on me one day, it was just like, yo, you my best friend, right? I'd be like, what is about the? Am I getting
Because
lined?
the way, because we would look at each other crazy, like, what was that?
Like even if I put up on my man, it's like, yo, you my best friend, right? I'd be like, dog, if Rose said that to me on a random one, I'd be like, brother, have you been drinking today?
Are you
good?
sick?
Is everything all right? That's drunk
sick,
conversation. Like
I
that's
hear that shit. Niggas start clutching. I'll be like, huh?
Yeah.
Hey,
that's PTSD. That's
that
PTSD.
is, bro.
Niggas start clutching.
He said, yo, brother, I love you. Hey, what you talking about?
Man,
Though? What you
'cause
mean?
bro.
Hey, for those that are unaware, if your man slide in the car saying something like that and there hasn't been alcohol, he is mic'd up. He is mic'd up.
Yeah, you got a microphone. Oh, yeah.
Plead the
Pat
fifth in real time.
Pat his chest. Pat his chest
He
down.
is
See what's
mic'd
going
up,
on.
bro. Pat,
Uh,
hey, plead the fifth in real time. You don't know nothing. But
real deal.
so in a situation, in that situation, I asked the question, so I'm gonna ask y'all: is it owed just because you feel like I'm your best friend and I earned that spot?
Yeah.
Does it
What
mean
you
because
earn?
you opened up, I have to?
No. No.
See,
No.
that's why I'm asking. Like, how does that even come up? Where that like
Uh,
the
but this where I get
like
back
that's
to my original.
crazy.
This where I get back to my original. Like it's better for y'all to already be on that type of time because anything other is finna. I feel like it's finna just lead to a moment of like jealousy or insecurity or I'm just not. You just not putting in the same that I'm putting in, and now we gotta have like you gonna have a hard time telling your girl, man, you not my best friend.
Oh
Oh
no,
good.
that's where
Oh
you
good
gotta
luck.
keep it. That's where you gotta keep it total. You
No,
gotta,
I
you gotta.
understand.
You
I'm
know what I
not
mean?
saying I understand. Truth and communication is key in a relationship. I'm just saying you, you gonna
Yeah,
because I'm
don't get
always gonna
yourself
sleep
in
in my
trouble.
bed. But good luck. Good luck. You get that
I think
emphatic,
that
yo.
word
You
is
really
thrown
not my home.
around a lot too.
You really
That
not my
word is
homie
thrown
like that.
around a lot.
What, best friend?
Yeah, that's thrown around
That's
a
fair.
lot.
That's fair.
But
I roll with
y'all
you.
know what that means in a relationship. I feel like I think that kind of falls into place. You
Yeah, that
start
made
to
me fried.
understand.
No, no,
Oh,
no.
That made me fried.
No, not at all. Bro, hey, y'all don't I ain't gonna blow your spot up. I ain't gonna do you like that. Don't even worry about it.
Oh
Don't even worry
shit.
Hey,
about it.
content over everything. Just be careful. Be
Yeah,
careful with
yeah,
what you
content
say.
over everything, but chill. Like
Be
just
careful with what you say, brother.
Okay.
oh man.
So the questions were asked from all the women. I'm gonna ask y'all this as well. They feel like they did this thing where they already answered the question that they asked me because they assumed, and I that's one of my pet peeves. Don't ask me a question and then tell me because why did you ask me in the first place? But I'm still lobbying out to y'all. They are saying that even though y'all said what I pretty much told them y'all would say, that y'all are lying because men don't really have that type of space with ourselves, and that's why we don't allow them to be our best friend. How do y'all feel about that?
My
stop,
girl is my best friend, so I don't
stop,
know what to tell you. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking
stop.
about. My girl
That's
is
what
my
I'm
best
gonna
friend.
say.
I don't
Stop.
I don't know what to tell you. If you made like
It,
I don't know what to tell you. My girl is my best friend, one of them, like along with y'all. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know what to tell
that
you.
boy got a that boy got a self-installed panda brake. That was amazing. I
No,
love
I'm
that.
dead ass. I'm dead ass.
But
Like
yeah,
I don't. But again, I'm not even just with this. It's like I've made a. Rose will tell you, I've made a point to be cool, like genuinely cool with all of my like with every woman I've dated. So it ain't one of them where it's like, oh, we rock, we cool, she look good, I look good, we outside. Cause
No, yeah, bro, really be friends with his shit. Like,
you know what I'm
hey,
saying? Like he know,
hey,
That's a
he
healthy
know.
oh
aspect
bro,
to it.
really
You
be
should be,
friends and
yeah.
shit.
yeah, man. Shout out to Nick. That boy pulled up, man. Yo, you listen to
I'm,
Cassidy?
I'm ridiculousness. That's foolish. That's foolish. But yeah, I would say tell your homegirls to stop answering questions for
Well,
us
not
that they trying to ask.
Yeah.
You said stop. What are you saying stop
Yeah,
to?
I said stop.
Like
I
stop
said
asking?
stop. No, stop to that whole
Leave
thing.
me
Like with
alone?
that,
Accept
like
the answer?
no. Because like yeah, except because that answer to an assumption they made was a
That
generalization.
that sound like a lot of women that feel like they ain't their best friend, they bet their boyfriend's best friend. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? And
Because
now
they
they trying
know.
to explain it. They
They
trying,
know.
well, y'all don't keep
yeah.
the space to make. No, I got space.
No, we have the
I got
space.
space. All of my homies is in the space. If you not in the space,
Hey, you just gotta tell them it is the same shit we talk about rappers. It's tears to friendship for sure.
oh, he finna get his bag now.
It's
Oh yeah,
tears.
absolutely.
What's the tears? Break it down for
Is
me,
you
man.
tier A? Is you a superstar? Did you put that work in? Is you a star?
Are you a
Or is
franchise
you
player?
or is you with Joey and inventing them? Like is you super middle?
Are you?
Are you a spot up shooter? or,
You know what
are
I'm
you,
saying? I can
or are
still
you
beat and you
Three and
still
D
be
guy.
or
super middle.
Oh
Know
man,
your place. Know your role in that one in the tier.
oh Lord. Okay.
we got any more? We got any more? We cleared out. We Gucci.
I think we cleared out on that one, at least for the serious topic. What else y'all got?
That's it, brother. We good for today. We covered the keep it clean solos. We got Diddy out the way. We got the Cap in Your Raps, DDG and Haley. We got Tory Lanez. We cleared out, brother. We are Gucci. So that being said, my brothers, I appreciate y'all for pulling up as always. Keep it clean episodes dropping every Tuesday. Keep it clean sports edition will be out soon. Also, keep it clean one off with the dealing with the hip hop beefs that's going on right now will be out soon as well. Again, episodes drop every Tuesday. Keep it clean pod on Instagram. Keep it clean show on TikTok. Please be sure to subscribe to us on this YouTube page, man. We trying to get up to that 100 and get up to that 1,000 so we can start monetizing. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, lock in with us, man. My brothers, y'all want to go ahead and give y'all's Instagrams and all of that. Me at Free Market Nico on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me there.
F Rogers on everything, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
Facebook.
Hell,
Facebook is crazy.
my bad.
Ev was finna get back in a whole nother bag. Like, whoa.
I was like,
nah, facts. Nah, it's a fact. You might have to tap in with
same on all platforms. Y'all have a good one.
Rose.
I think.
Hey man, Rose, Days by Rose, Instagram, Coach TXX on everything else, man. You know what's up.
It's Ray. Sleep Bueno on Instagram, El Tenedor on Twitter.
Yes, sir. And this has been Keep It Clean, episode number 13. For y'all out there, remain safe, remain healthy, do your stretches, do your work. You know what I'm saying? Go put in your time with your passion and go lock in with your girl or your partner and just have that conversation about friendship.
Or
you know
don't.
what I mean? Or don't. Depending on how, it might not be the time
like
for that. It's finna get hot outside. A lot of y'all relationships might not last.
Y'all should have a conversation about the
streets is wild. We outside, baby.
Wow. Shit.
Keep It Clean podcast, man. We love y'all and we are
Talk
out.
about the statute of limitations.